Alright, baby, you can't use me. Alright, 'cause you're all I ever need. Alright, I love the one you want. Alright, baby, you can't use me. Alright,
Geringer is going to bunker out the last player left alive. It's Nick Laval, and PB Fit is going to have this miraculous victory here at the World Cup.
I'm sorry, baby, I don't mean to be rude. I'm
What an amazing paintball story. PB Fit taking down Dammit. They took down Red Legion, who won 2. AC Diesel, and then the legends, Edmonton Impact, the final buzzer hit as the crowd goes absolutely wild.
Couldn't be but more happy for all these guys here. Nobody worked harder.
A lot of young Lions that are coming up that want to take down these legends and become legends themselves. And PB Fit, by winning this tournament, just became paintball legends.
Believing in each other, playing for each other, never giving up for each other. That's what truly wins championships, not money. Heart does.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you. If I was you, I'd probably be getting mad too.
We are not done. We're not happy to make a Sunday. We're not happy to go 2-2. We've done that, right? We're here to win tournaments, and we're only going to do that to use each other.
We couldn't ask for a bigger exclamation point on the season. On 2024 here for Major League Paintball, we have a brand new team that's a titan in the sport.
Let's be the first rookie team to win World Cup. Right? We made history last year. Let's do it back-to-back.
We're getting told all these excuses of why we won the event, and I love it. I love it because now I'm more motivated than ever because I feel like I didn't even win Cup. I feel like I'm still getting discredited for the way we played. We're all getting discredited, and that's how it feels. And that's something that I don't think these people understand with their podcasts is when they say stuff like that, it makes it to where we're all very, very excited.
FIT stands for Family Integrated Team, and really it's just a group of like-minded individuals that all are playing for each other and just working as a family, so to speak, to create a great program. And we do also have a family in there. There's 3 brothers, a cousin, and then an adopted brother, so to speak, with Chavi, and then the parents as well. So we got a lot of family involved in this.
I was the first brother to do it. So then I grew up playing as like the young kid at the paintball parks, playing with my dad, and had a great time doing that. There really wasn't a lot of other kids around. Brody, who never really showed an interest in paintball, wanted to start playing once I came back from college. And I was like, oh, well, hell yeah, let's all go play a paintball tournament together. Let's do this. I've already won paintball tournaments with Dad. Like, let's do it with you now.
Those are all the trophies. Problem is you just don't have enough room for them. Like the pro win is so much bigger than all these that you're like, dude, if we get more of those, we're gonna have any fucking space, and I don't want to ruin these trophies. So we're gonna build like a plexiglass case and put all of them in, kind of display everything, and then probably put all the other FIT teams as well in there too. Get some.
The whole time, Colt really didn't want to play, but you were allowed to do sideline coaching. So then Colt, he is known as Noodle Boy, and he would be on the sidelines with these big orange pool noodles, letting us know where the snake player is and yelling out codes and trying to put the whole situation together from a young age just on the sidelines. He really didn't even start playing until we decided to open up Paintball Fit. And then we got Colt playing and Trenton playing. Brody and I were only ranked about D3 at the time, and the decision was, hey, do we go forward and try to go higher division? If we don't, we can still play with Colt and the rest of the family. And we decided to do that, and we started playing together, and let's build a team just out of us instead of trying to get talent and then losing talent on a regular basis and cycling it. Like, let's just invest in our own family, whether there's natural talent there or not, and let's take it as far as we can.
Perfect blend of bark, meat, and fat on there.
And then, can I get corn? And the beans? Yeah. And then some rice.
You're supposed to get the meats, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just telling what meat. You're getting brisket, I'm getting brisket.
All right.
It's freaking phenomenal.
Paintball Fit started as a place for us to train ourselves, our family, doing our thing.
It's going to be a great, great facility, and we haven't looked back. It's just nonstop going, and now we're going to be building a fourth field.
Here, just press lid down. Lid down. I need a total of 8. One more right here. You want one here? No, Rob.
Shooting one off break minimum every point and throwing everything away because of selfish fucking play.
We were like, we're going to push so much harder. We're going to be practicing more than anybody out here because we're trying to go past semi-pro to actually play at pro. And for us to be able to match this skill gap with these dudes that have been playing at pro for 10 years, they're up here already, right? And we are trying to catch up, and the only way to catch up is to play more. That is the only thing you can do. Put more time.
Coming into 2024 as a new rookie pro team again, as a new team name, I guess, as well, right? Starting a new franchise, a new history there for pro at least. As I was super excited to remake our name for ourselves and prove that what happened in 2021 wasn't real, was like a fluke, it was something that we had learned from and we've gotten even better from. That's something I feel like in everything in life, that you need to take your blows, take your losses, and then come back even stronger and get better from it. And that's how you grow and continue to do better in anything.
Each match and each event along the season had very valuable lessons where you had to re-dial in where we thought we were mentally strong enough and had it dialed in. There's just little lessons and we had to relearn it a little bit, just be a little bit better.
Chicago was definitely the start of them getting more confidence in me and my spins. Played a good share of points and was able to shine a little bit in those points.
The wild card round, PB Fit making Sunday for the first time in 2024.
Oh, that's huge.
Massive moment here for Cyrus Geringer.
Chicago was a very big stepping stone for us as a squad, I think. It just kind of showed that all the work we had been doing, it was slowly progressing the first 3 events of the season, but that 4th event, making the jump from not making Sunday to making Sunday, and then even winning our first Sunday match, is just really showing us that what we were doing was working, and that at any moment we could turn it on and legitimately win an event.
Jonathan, I need a little bit more calmness next match. Yeah, I was a little too much. We're playing the Russians next. They're coming. Every point, right?
It is probably the most emotionally hit that we've taken in a while, because we haven't been mercied in a long time as Paintball Fit in general.
Is going to do it. They're going to put up this 8-2 mercy rule win.
It was intense. And after we shook the hands, I know that me and Cyrus, we both kind of 100% tears. Just emotionally hit us. Because putting all that work and just getting hit with one of those again. Just hammered down. You're still not here yet, right? Hurts a lot.
It's something that we're fucking up on consistently, and it's a problem. I have to not be lazy in the back center. I gotta know that since I'm fat, everyone's coming for me, right? Russians put 3 guns on me, they shot me. I'm gonna be better for Cup. I'm gonna be better for all of you, Cup. I plan on winning Cup.
Yep.
Sometimes when a team is playing the way the Russians play, it's better to fight fire with fire and come at them instead of, oh, I hope I shoot this guy running to the 50. The next tournament saying, if we ever play Russians again, they're not going to be able to do that. We're going to come fight fire with fire, and we're going to press them. We're going to come at them.
that one is probably the most motivating one that happened, because from them doing that to us there, we were like, fuck that, never again. We need to push way harder, and that made it to leave Sparta practicing way more after that defeat. Like, we took that L and we're like, nah, we've dealt with this stuff before.
2024 Major League Paintball World Cup, the biggest event in the world, the best event of the year.
XFactor!
World Cup's everything. That is the biggest event of all in paintball. I mean, you win Cup, no one cares about the rest of the season. I mean, us, for example, right? Like, going into Cup, we'd only won one match on Sunday. You go win Cup, now we're the best team in paintball.
In the eyes of paintball players, World Cup is kind of like how football sees the Super Bowl. It is the final event. Everyone is bringing their best. Like, throughout the year, everyone's kind of building up. You are at your best peak at Cup. Like, this is your show.
And then we got to go. And you got to watch the guy over the top, right? That's all that matters. Check off, make sure there's nobody on the top.
It's been a tough 2 years, baby. We dug ourselves out of a hole a little bit at a time. We're here, World Cup. Everybody else forgets about the last 2 years. We do go well here.
First game at Cup was really important to us. I think when you win that first match, you're like, okay, everything we did at practice worked. And I almost think it's more important than any other prelim game. I think the first match kind of sets the tone for every team. And we knew going against Aftermath, they were going to be a team that pushed hard off break and then wanted to slow it down and try to play that slow game because, you know, that's what we saw on film and that's how they play most layouts. But it was if everything that we practiced is true.
What are you going to do with two guys on you?
Well, and that Dorito 3 player is getting pinched about as much as somebody possibly could.
Fit is set up so well now to burn this clock. I don't like Colt's move here, but he does get him clean, so he showed me.
Excellent closer from Cyrus. He did it intelligently. He did it in a way where it was safe, where he knew he wasn't going to lose the point, but let's get that extra third point on the spread if we can. Nice job, Cyrus. Young up-and-coming player for Fit. Fit's getting a little bit more diverse. We've known how good Chavez and the Luke Owls have been, and Mason and Stewart, but getting a couple added guys like Cyrus is really good for him.
Kind of let me understand, like, oh, no, we know this layout. Like, we know it through and through. We're winning this event. And then when we beat them, and I was just like, okay, let's go 4-0 in the prelim. Let's go win everything.
Jumping in this next one here, PB Fit up 2 on Spider Fusion with 11:41 to go. Spider Fusion going to be losing that first spot.
After Aftermath, we had Spider Fusion. You know, it's our first time ever playing against, you know, the American pros, and they were good for, like, you know, different game plans. We wanted to see who we could shoot off break.
Three quick points here for PB Fit. 3 more away from the Mercy Rule win in the last set of the first day of the World Cup. Just a perfect game here for PB Fit.
When we mercied Spider Fusion, we did it in there was 11 minutes left or something like that. There was a ton of time left. So I think we set another record for that too, on finishing the fastest prelim match at Cup.
And then we go on to play Notorious, and that's when we were like, okay, cool, let's go play Notorious. We know that their only attack is going to be Archie through the snake. How can we play against them knowing we have to shut down a snake side? How do we play that? So we use that match as like, let's try with just Colt not letting Archie play from the back center, and then when we need help, we get whoever's in the center to play that way. And then that's when we found that, like, as long as you knew they were in the snake, they weren't winning. Like, they weren't going to win that game. If they come to your side, great. The Dorito guy can just shoot them. We use that match as kind of like, okay, let's play against a heavy snake side, see what they do, right? And let's see how we can contest that.
Getting ABJ clean. Looks like he's going to continue forward.
That was a great
Get the last guy.
Colt Lukau. Colt drops the hammer on Hines. And that's going to do it. Looks like we got a lot of fans here from Paintball Fit. I mean, they are fit. This is a Texas team. Coming back in this next one here, PB Fit up by 1. We're following them on the breakout.
Wow, this is crazy, Matt. Paintball Fit shoots 2 on the break.
Also, there's not a ton of safe spots on this field if you shoot an accurate lane.
Yeah, you got to go somewhere. Archie's gun because Archie's in the corner.
Oh, but he gets caught cross field. Oh, maybe the glare might have been an issue. Great zone control from PB Fit, Rich.
Yeah. Fit, though, with a nice cushion so they can kind of sit back, chew up the clock, work on their communication and teamwork, which is what they're really good at. You got him.
Oh, it's Cyrus. Yet again, are you not entertained?
I would love to go to one of their practices and just watch what they do, watch what they're doing for their breakout drills, what they're doing for their zone control comm drills, because these guys are, they're working harder than anybody else.
Mason thought that was the last kill.
Yeah, I know.
Snake. Kind of postured up on the when he smoked ABJ, and then gets that last kill as well.
Then all of a sudden sees somebody running out of back center. He's like, oh, there's another target here.
Yeah, but that also was light work for him as well.
Light
great
work.
Job. Hey, great job, Mason. Great job, Cyrus.
It felt real good. I've been wanting that match since 2022. I haven't got to play Notorious since 2022, losing that pro spot. That was a big one for all of us. I mean, all of us besides Cyrus were there for that loss, and it hurt. It was something we were all itching to get, and I said it in the huddle. I was like, this isn't just a normal prelim game. This is to correct that wrong. This is to go make a statement, and we preached that we wanted to 6-0 them. It was not a just beat them. It was go murder these guys and show them that was a fluke. And I feel like that's what we did.
Shut the fuck up!
Not here, not yet.
God damn, son! That last fucking point, we didn't have the fucking kill count, right? We're calling 44, shoot the snake. Me and Trent are about to just walk into the Delta's gun, right? That can't fucking happen tomorrow.
Goddamn
right. Tomorrow is Sunday. That's how we're going into this match.
Sir.
Tomorrow is Sunday. Let's go break down the fucking film and let's 6-0 damage.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because our play style doesn't work in this fucking league, right? I don't know if you guys remember that. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
They want to act like that. Let's take it to them tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Hey, fit on 3. 1, 2, 3, fit! Let's go, boys. So it's Colt Lukau with Paintball Fit. We just finished our 3rd match, ended 3-0. We're playing a little sloppy. I know the records don't show it, right? We've only dropped 2 points, but a lot of those points we feel like we're kind of giving away bodies and playing a lot of sloppy paintball. So we're going into tomorrow as if it's the first Sunday match, and gonna go tighten some things up and hopefully get another win and try to go win more cup. But emotions are good. Everyone's pretty amped up. Just got to play a little bit better, a little bit tighter, and try to go win on Sunday.
All right, what happened? No, I mean, it wasn't necessarily, but just you coming around, dude, and then you standing there and just staring at him like you just dropped a body. It was hard. It was tough. I wish someone had the shot on.
I appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie to you, that whole match, so I haven't got to play them since they beat us for the Pro Spot 2022. I've been wanting this match for years. Oh, yeah. Like that's why after taking that out, it was fun, man.
We are back for the last set of the prelims going down here on center court. Matty Marshall, Rich Telford. And it's going to be Chicago Aftershock taking on the Hurricanes and Tampa Bay Damage taking on PB Fit. Damage, if they beat Fit and Damage will both be 3-1. And if Fit beats Damage, Rich, they might be a favorite at this event because Fit's looked outstanding. Welcome here to the most important day in a paintball career. It is Sunday. We are at the first event of the 2025 season, the Tampa Bay Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Mike Jeffrey. So we're in the wild card round. It's going to be Uprising taking on XFactor and the Hurricanes taking on AC Diesel. Let's talk first about this Uprising XFactor match. What do you think, Mike?
Uprising's been super impressive out here. Nate Schrader with the 5-pack in overtime to send Infamous home yesterday. Looking really good. XFactor been up or down. We know they have the weapons to go deep on Sunday. It's going to take 4 wins for these teams in this wild card round. Long road ahead of them, but it starts here. I like XFactor in this one with their experience on Sunday.
20 seconds to go for the start of the first point. Both these teams have the ingredients to win tournaments. Last year, 2 finals appearances and second overall for XFactor, and then they added Archie Montemayor and Uprising. Man, I really like the starting line. They have the tools needed. See if they can execute here today. It's all about execution. As always, looks like first to drop is going to be Cody Bayless for San Antonio XFactor, dropping from that D side, but I believe that's Alec Holland taking the walk here from the back center. So it's a 4-on-4 situation. These teams trading kills to start out our first wild card point.
Yeah, slight advantage for Uprising with at least 1 body wide on the Doritos side. XFactor not wide at all. 2 in the back center still. I think TJ Danner's going to try to make his way out to that insert when he has the opportunity. But right now, both teams content to roll their guns, hold the zones. Looks like Graham Arnold looking for a pod on the ground there in the back center for Uprising.
Well, Nate Schrader still alive for Uprising. He was an absolute beast yesterday. Definitely in the running for a potential move of the prelims, and we got another one here to give away here on Sunday. Alec Holland was actually the winner of the $5,000 from World Cup. It's $1,000 for today.
I think Alex Borromeo just threw a squeegee
to
Graham Arnold in the back center.
I was wondering what he actually threw. It looked like he threw a pod. I'm like, wait a second. There's no way they ran out of paint this quick into the first point, as Uprising now transitioning 2 bodies towards that D side, and their secondary moves getting a D1. And I believe Graham Arnold backing him up there at the Aztec.
Yeah, Uprising developing well. XFactor does have Fuzzy Jackson in that Hertz tower. Graham Arnold throws the swab back to Borromeo in the Dorito 1. Meanwhile, XFactor making their moves to the outside on the Snake side. Billy the first wide to the Snake corner, supported by Archie Montemayor. But now Miterman going across from the Hertz tower into the Snake. Nate Schrader filling right out behind him. So nice moves simultaneously by Uprising in this 4-on-4 situation. Advantage Uprising with their wide Dorito presence. XFactor only on the center and Snake side of the field right now.
Yeah, it's just TJ Danner as the closest body in that back center to the D side. So with the field spread and 2 bodies over here, absolutely advantage Uprising. And it's even on the count, but those 4 bodies for XFactor just stuck from the center on over to the Snake side. Archie Montemayor popping the top and trying to get a look downfield. That's his stock and trade.
Billy Bernaccia now sliding into the outside Snake 2. TJ Danner from the back center, really great gun. Does have the ability to shoot the outside edge of some of those Doritos. So not a free release for Uprising up the Dorito side. Real Sunday pace point out here. First points tend to be long. First team to score a point out here is going to have a real advantage when it comes to clock management and setting the pace out here. Everyone a little extra wary to make mistakes. The stakes are so high here at Sunday at the NXL Tampa Bay Open.
Yeah, they picked him up. They know where more Mark is here in Snake 2. Nate Schrader out behind him, back corner bunker. And Billy Bernaccia is going to play the aggressor here as they have the bulk of their bodies on the Snake side. Got to make it happen here.
No one's really keeping Billy in check right now. Billy has free reign over here. No bounce shot coming in on him. No pressure down the wire. Let's see if Billy can generate some offense and give XFactor a body lead. Archie now hunting over the top behind him, trying to find a way to put a shot on Schrader in the Snake corner for Uprising. On your screen here, shooting inside. Mark Miterman just posted up on the wire, wary of Billy running through, down the wire on him. Here comes Billy, perfect timing, gets him clean.
Yeah, he
stays alive.
Here comes a counterattack from Nate Schrader, and he gets absolutely punished from Archie Montemayor, so the bulk of the bodies were on the Snake side for XFactor, and they're making the most of it here as Billy Bernaccia still alive on Uprising side of the field. No one died for XFactor on that attack, and Archie Montemayor at the 50-yard line behind Billy. XFactor looking good here in a 4-on-2 situation, trying to put this first point on the board.
Yeah, 4-on-2. XFactor not hurrying on the close. Excellent timing by Bernaccia.
And that's going to be the last kill. Yeah, man, it was definitely favoring Uprising, but as we always say, fortune does favor the bold. When you have the bulk of your bodies on the snake side, you got to do something with it. And XFactor just more proactive and lethal on the attack.
Billy Bernacchi has been doing this for 20 years. If you don't have someone keeping him in check, he's going to find the moment to release. Elite timing, right when Miterman switches inside, Billy comes and bunks him clean. Archie protect him, so when Schrader tries to counterattack, gets eaten up. It's a 2-0 trade right there. And in the 4-on-2, owning the snake side, XFactor going to take a 1-0 lead.
So now we're going to see the Hurricanes play AC Diesel. What a heroic performance from Michael Brown from the Hurricanes in a 1-on-3 situation. Knees starting to fail himself in a long point. Barely got to the buzzer, but did it clean in an extreme low body situation to win his team the game.
Diesel, meanwhile, I'd like to see, they had Alex Goldman playing inside from that snake insert for extended periods yesterday. Really hard to get into the snake, but I'd like to see him a little bit more heads up this morning.
So Hurricanes in the Mardi Gras jerseys. Starting on the red side, AC Diesel on the blue side on the breakout. Little risk here for Diesel on the D side. They make it to D1 off the break, and then the inside an outrun for the Hurricanes. Referee is going to come in and check him out here in the snake. It's Daniel Camp, and it looks like he's good to go.
Really difficult to make that snake off the break. Hurricanes with an advantage. Pate in the Hertz Tower for them has done an excellent job just pumping paint into that gap. Alex Goldman not going to be able to get in to match Daniel Camp here, with Pate just pumping paint, but Silos Cortez is developing into the Dorito 2 for AC Diesel. BJ Hennenberg picks up Daniel Camp, calling snake in America and often. We have a 5 bodies alive call for these teams out here. Daniel Camp now shooting inside.
Yeah, Camp in a good position at snake 2, and he's got help. Pate's at that Hertz Tower. Got a body behind him with Nick Ripple.
So the Hurricanes, based on their body posture, they take their 1 risk snake off the break. Otherwise, it's pumping paint in the gaps, zone control for them, and they're going to look for Camp to try to develop some offense here. Cross forward into the outside snake 2.
AC Diesel making moves on the D side, getting into D3 clean. Also have a presence up that middle with Johnson. Mal still chilling at the insert bunker behind the snake. Looking inside with Kyle Spica in the back center. Daniel Camp playing the aggressor here on the snake side. Going to start to have better angles as he gets up the field.
Yeah, Drew Bell and Nick Ripple have to keep Silos in check. Oh, but Baginski dying out of the backfield. Tough death for AC Diesel there.
Yeah, uncharacteristic early death from Baginski here. He's played pretty tight for him at this event, but looks like the Hurricane's going to throw a body his way as well, so it's going to be 4-on-4. Another body coming off as the transition over, and then another kill as well, too, so as the bodies have been dwindling down, Hurricanes with an advantage in a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah, it's just BJ Hennenberg retreating to the center wedge for AC Diesel. Alex Goldman does slip out into the corner, but BJ dead, so it's just Alex Goldman. They're going to throw the towel, save some time here. New Orleans Hurricanes, after their dramatic victory in their last prelim game, taking a 1-0 lead here. Making that snake off the break so critical right there. And then killing those bodies off the Dorito side. Silos Cortez, if he was able to get into the 50 Dorito structure, he was going to eat up Pate in that Hertz Tower. Unable to do it, though.
So in his first 2 points, the aggressor has won. On Sunday, it is he's a little easier mentally to kind of default to just being extra safe out there. But you must incur risk to win paintball tournaments. So jumping back into this next one, XFactor going with that heavy spread on the snake side. They didn't have anyone on the D side at all. Closest body was the back center. They knew they had to push on that side. They weren't really in positions to switch up and load up on that D side, and they made the most of it with that beautiful move by Billy Bernacchi.
TJ Danner also just understands what needs to be done in those positions. Number 1, he has to stay alive. Number 2, he can't cede too much territory. The back center does have some sliver gaps to hold them up on the Dorito side. Great job by TJ Danner in an adverse situation to hold up that attack from Uprising on that side. Unable to go through Danner's gun. XFactor bringing Colt Roberts out for this one. Tim Stetzel.
Yeah, Mierdinios, Danner, and Bernacchi. So no Archie Montemayor in this one. So Colt Roberts.
Yeah.
And Archie Montemayor, the OGs The GOATs from Texas, the greatest of all time from that state.
Yeah, Colt likes to play this Hertz Tower for them. Archie playing more of an aggressive 2. Slightly different look for XFactor here, up 1-0 against Uprising.
On the breakout, neither team risking bodies outside wide. Everyone going to that default breakout, the safe breakout, but it looks like Uprising's going to play the aggressor. They send Mark up the middle. They lose Nate Schrader, so that's a huge kill here for XFactor, getting Nate off the field.
Yeah, they got Miterman up in the center 50 wedge, or the Snake 50 wedge over there, and they're going to kill Meter Ninos out of the back center. Meter really struggled at times in the prelims, dying out of the back center here. I think that was probably Miterman on the wrap. So 4-on-4 situation. Billy is not going to be able to get wide on the Snake side with Miterman there on your screen. Colt Roberts playing hard inside from that Hertz Tower to stop any Dorito side movement for Uprising. 4-on-4 situation, both teams with 3 in the back bunkers and then a center presence. Colt now, he wants to get it. He wants to come go get Miterman. Wraps the inside and battles with, I think, Alec Holland for a moment. Yeah, Alec Holland now hunting forward into the Hertz Tower.
And then here comes Alec, going to move up to that 50 structure as well, too. So a double dose of attackers, and it's going to pay off here now for Uprising as they get the kill on Billa Bernaccia. No one on the Snake side at all for XFactor, and it is a 4-on-3 situation here in favor of Uprising.
Yeah, that was a great job by Holland, recognizing that Colt wanted to come forward. So Holland moving into his face to make it hard for Colt to come into the middle and bunker his boy Miterman.
Good job by Graham Arnold to dive over here and get in the Snake, but oh, just a little bit too much here for Graham Arnold.
That's a really bad death. That brings XFactor right into this point. He owned that whole side, but he's just going too high into that 50 Snake. Tim Stetzel connecting coast to coast from the Dorito 1 on the inside. He doesn't know that Graham Arnold died, though. He's still shooting. Or maybe actually he's probably trying to keep Miterman in check. But now, I think that might be Joel Eaton on the outside. Dorito 2.
So the death of Arnold turns it into a 3-on-3. But XFactor still playing on their heels. Holland's looking for it in that center.
I actually prefer XFactor's positions here with the 2 bodies in the center. Alec Holland trying to work his way out of the center. If they go to sleep on Colt might be able to get Miterman clean, and that'll really change the dynamic in this point.
But then it's going to be who reacts to that properly. Absolutely, it depends. I mean, Miterman is dedicated on this lane. Oh, now he's looking back towards the D side here. But Alec has Overwatch on him.
Yeah.
They lose. Is that Eaton?
I think it's Joel Eaton over there. So a bunch of bad deaths by Uprising here, but then Colt dies, so now a 2-on-2 situation. It's TJ Danner and Tim Stetzel against Mark Miterman and Alec Holland. But Uprising stuck in the middle here. Definitely advantage Uprising in terms of positions. You can see Alec Holland trying to make a move outside. Miterman going to jump across into the Snake. Really nice fill across there, critical.
Yeah, that was a huge move. Spread the field out a little bit in this 2-on-2 situation. They don't want to be super close to each other. Miterman gets across. Oh, Alec Holland might have caught a bouncer. Going to get a check from the ref. Looks like he's good to go. As we always say, rather be lucky than good, and twice on Sundays. Miterman's going to hit the deck. He's going to crawl all the way up here. Has to worry about TJ Danner in that back center, who's just waiting for him to pop up in this spot. Ooh, almost got his shot. TJ Danner is a very accurate shot. Did Miterman get the crossfield kill? He's going to gun up on TJ Danner and get across, and it looks like TJ Danner is still alive in that spot. He's going to peek out into that middle and get a better angle, and he gets the creative kill on Miterman. What an amazing job. It's going to go down to a 1-on-1. Both these guys are very skilled in 1-on-1s. Alec Holland for Uprising and TJ Danner for XFactor. These are guys that you would potentially see. If this does go to overtime and goes to 1-on-1s after we get through an overtime with no score, you might see these guys playing each other in a 1-on-1.
Yeah, TJ Danner, so good in these situations. Extremely smart player. Wheeling and dealing right there with Miterman in his grill, in his Snake. Miterman on his last half hopper there. No paint on his back. Wheeling and dealing. Oh, TJ shoots him. TJ Danner winning the 1-on-1 clutch.
So TJ Danner with both of those kills, putting the team on his back to put up their second point. The longer that these points go, the more important they become. 6 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. Uprising went 2-point deficit. Great job by TJ Danner.
TJ Danner, the difference in this match right now. the responsibility to keep the Uprising D side in snake, in check in the first point, and now pulling out those 2 late game kills. Really nice job by TJ.
Yeah, Uprising was pushing the issue. The problem was just a couple deaths. You had Graham, they were in a 4-on-3 situation. So yeah, they lost Nate early. You're gonna lose bodies near or close to the break. But they were in a 4-on-3, and Graham Arnold trying to get and extend out here to the snake side got clipped. Great zone control from XFactor. XFactor was playing more defensive that entire point. They were more proactive in the first point, and Uprising just could not find a way to crack through those lanes clean.
Yeah, quite sloppy by Graham Arnold. If he hits the deck there, he's going to live, but because he wants to go upright, he gets shot now. Diesel down 1 to the New Orleans Hurricanes. Hurricanes going to double stack that Hertz tower. Diesel going to double stack the back center. They've run out to the Dorito 1 and make it.
Stu Ridgel taking the walk as the Hurricanes had doubled up that Hertz tower. I like that game plan, but it does get a little bit tight in there.
Yeah, and it's tough when they make it outside wide off the break when you're in those 2 center bunkers. Yeah, it's Silos out there in the Dorito 1 for AC Diesel. Pate pumping paint from that Hertz tower. Pate is a machine. I think he's probably strapping 13 pods out there. Does not stop shooting. Not going to allow Mouse to get outside easily. Hurricanes down a body, up a point.
Nick Ripple here on your screen at the insert bunker. Running referee going to come in and give him a check, though. And the referee's going to chase him out, look for a potential penalty, no penalty. Anytime you see a running referee, sometimes you're going to see a flag. And actually, late called on that penalty. It's going to be a minor, and that's going to pull out Drew Bell.
So just 2 bodies left alive for the Hurricanes now. You got BJ Henenberg looking to eat Pate right here. Pate going to come into the center 50 there. BJ trades with him. That's exactly what you want. 4-on-1 situation for AC Diesel. Just 1 body left alive for the Hurricanes. Moving around. He's in the back center. He's not going to last long there.
So nice answer from Diesel. Got a bit of a gift. That minor penalty, I believe, was assessed on Nick Ripple.
Good job by Clint Johnson to not put 17 shots in the back of his head there. Just cleaning it out. Nice and simple to tie it up for AC Diesel.
So tie ball game in 1. XFactor with a 2-point lead here in this match against Uprising. 6 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock, though, so definitely enough time for Uprising to tie this one up. You just got to get a little bit tighter on the attack.
Yeah, definitely. Pressing the issue up the middle. First point, they did well to get Miterman into the snake first. Billy Bernacci with the counter punch. They get Miterman in the snake. They just got to make sure that they keep the XFactor attack in check. Can't let Billy have free reign over here on the fills.
10 seconds. Let's see if Nasty Nate Trader's alter ego appears here. Another masterful performance. Seen a couple out of those in the prelims. Had Nate Trader. Huge pickup for Uprising to get him back in the fold. So here we go. These teams now switching sides again. Every time a point is won, team's going to be switching sides. Archie Moore getting a spin, and he's taking the early walk. So it's a 5-on-4 situation in favor of Uprising.
But Nate Schrader dying early again. So 4-on-4 situation. Cody Bayless now going to die in a gun battle. So 2 quick deaths for XFactor here. Uprising with a 1-body advantage. Now Alec Holland filling out behind Miterman. You never know if Miterman's going to be looking to go up the middle or if he's going to back up off that Hertz tower and try to get in the snake. Very dynamic player.
XFactor stuck in the pocket. Good comms from both squads. Arnold doing a little surgery on his loader right now, though. He's got his loader in half.
Billy sneaking out to the snake corner. Uprising picks him up. Miterman looking for it. He wants to move across. You can see him checking off that gap. Makes the move across indeed. TJ Danner filling over to the snake insert. He picks up the zone on the Dorito side. Now Fuzzy switches snake way.
As Billy Bernaccia dives into the snake, and he makes it clean. Move for Uprising on the D side. Makes it into D2. Alive. Here comes Graham Arnold. Looks like his loader is good to go. And he's going to push up into that middle structure and get to the 50-yard line.
That's Fuzzy Jackson pumping a bounce shot into Miterman in the outside snake 1. And now Graham Arnold launching through the middle. Shoots Fuzzy in the back, I think. Yes. but trades with him. Still a good trade. Up bodies for Graham Arnold. 2-on-3 situation in Uprising's favor now.
With the field spread. Still on that D side.
But can they get through Billy and TJ Danner? TJ Danner has been their kryptonite so far in this match. Uprising.
So there's the body on the D side here with Joel Eaton.
Alone over there, but he does have to deal with TJ Danner's gun. TJ inside switches. Now Joel Eaton goes forward. Good job. Waits for the lane to drop and then goes into the 50 structure. Always got to be wary of TJ Danner's gun. That man is a bad man when it comes to the gunfights. These Texas gunslingers out here with their hired gun from Connecticut, Billy Bernaccia.
Well, Joel Eaton on an island in a 3-on-2 situation on that D side for Uprising has to stay alive, and they have 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to work with, so it's not put a guy in and make a move to a situation quite yet here for Uprising. They still have about another minute and a half to slowly work these last 2 bodies out before they have to get greedy on moves. Force things.
Yeah, Miterman looking for it. Moving back and forth from the Snake 1 inside, Snake 1 outside, over the top of this bunker on your screen. Wants to find a way to get Billy off the field. Uprising does not know the count. They're playing like there's another body out there is what it looks like to me. Joel Eaton on an island all the way across field could probably let them know that there's no one on the Dorito side, but he's so far away. That cross-field connection is so difficult in this moment. Meanwhile, Billy and TJ are close together. They can stay in touch very easily. That's huge.
Here comes Alec Collins, going to cut to the middle now. So Miterman has the outside containment on the Snake side. Holland's going to cut towards the middle. And Joel Eaton, so nice cross-field spread for Uprising trying to find the hole. It's just 2 bodies for XFactor. They're going back and forth. They're now both looking at the Snake side, but TJ's, as the farther back body, really going back and forth to both help Billy and then make sure he keeps pressure on Eaton cross-field.
Yeah, TJ is not going to go to sleep on Joel Eaton. He just wants to make sure someone doesn't get a free release on Billy. Billy in a tougher spot, has to play on his knees. Has to worry about someone coming through the middle and down the wire. Billy with no paint on his back now, catching a bounce shot, zipping in on him. Miterman coming forward, definitely doesn't know the count. Pulled up his gun on a photographer on the far sideline.
We're down to it here, under 2 minutes to go, 1:53 on the clock.
He's just got to go get Billy. He's just got to find a way to trade with Billy and leave a 1-on-2. It'll still be tough with TJ Danner as 1 body left. Billy looking like he wanted to go get Miterman there.
Well, the way Mark's doing this is actually kind of smart, but does need to start pushing the issue. He has his gun outside wide and he's looking inside. But yeah, I think that the count's off because there's the 2 bodies right in front of him. And Miterman's focused downfield like he's worried about someone popping out, and he's kind of expecting to get run down by Billy.
Yeah, he's got 20 seconds to start playing the situation correctly in my book before he's kind of blowing it, but no paint on his back. Oh, TJ dies though. Now here comes Miterman.
Ooh, Billy got to be careful not to get the spin right there. So it took them a while to figure out how to crack the code of those last 2 bodies for XFactor, but they did it with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. You were talking yesterday about that 60 seconds and how you had said, hey, I want to keep around 1 minute left. And I was like, is that a numbers call for you, or is that a psychological call for you?
Well, part of the thing, too, is that at practice, you run those. At all these pro practices, it's going to be like, hey, can we do a push-hold situation here? You practice your push and your hold play. You usually put somewhere between 45 seconds and 1 minute, sometimes the 30-second, but you practice that exact situation because you find yourself in it a lot.
100%. If you're not doing that in practice, if you're a divisional team, and you are not doing what is needed to win.
You don't want to come into the situation and not know what your push or hold play is. You got to know the spots you want to take. Miterman.
He doesn't, he's taking a knee, but he still has that focus. He's getting those big, deep breaths. They have to get Mark up again, though. They need him out there because they have to push. They got 1 minute, 9 seconds left. He has to play this next point. Jumping into this tie ball game, though. Hurricanes taking on AC Diesel, looking over the shoulders. Double stack of bodies in that back center here for AC Diesel. They do risk the body out wide. So does the Hurricanes. Everyone makes it clean. It's a 5-on-5 break here. BJ Henningberg back up into that center spot. It's been his go-to.
Yeah, really good spot. Once they get past the Dorito insert bunker, just going to pump paint into those gaps, make it hard for the Hurricanes to come forward. Clint Johnson in the back center here for AC Diesel. They got Mark Ice Baginski. Now looking at the Hurricanes line, Drew Bell in that Dorito insert. Ton of paint on his back. That guy's always alive at the end of points. Mouse gonna get out to the snake corner. And Hurricane's gonna lose a body, so 5-on-4 and a nice outside spread with a center presence. So ball is in AC Diesel's court, but Daniel Camp gonna get into the snake for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, a lot more time left in this game, though. 10-12 still to go. So, yeah, high body situation here for AC Diesel. See if they make the most of it. But the Hurricanes have a little time. They're in some decent spots. See if they can focus those lanes downfield and catch AC Diesel trying to move up.
BJ Henningberg playing both sides of that wedge. Now Mouse going to crawl forward into the outside snake one. Sneaks past Pate's gun. Pate in that Hertz tower has been pumping paint. I don't think he knows Mouse got in there. Mouse going to try to take a quick wrap on the inside, see if he can catch him. Pate right there pumping paint. I think he does know Mouse is in the snake. Sees smoke from his barrel. A lot of condensation in these early morning hours on the pro field. Pate has been really gun dominant, had great survivability out of that spot. Maybe not generating a lot of kills, but he's affecting the game in a big way. Alex Goldman on your screen, one of the best to ever do it.
Pate with a tactical retreat to get outside a little bit wider here. Dips out of that Hertz tower to get behind Daniel Camp. Daniel Camp's going to move up through Henningberg's gun. Henningberg actually just said switch positions. Henningberg is going to hit the deck and crawl up to that 50 here for AC Diesel as Camp is now in snake 3.
Yeah, Henningberg now playing that outside Dorito wedge, playing on his stomach to protect himself from inside shots. He's setting a trap for Drew Bell coming forward. I thought bounce shot might come in on Daniel Camp right there, cross field from Mark Ice Baginski. Trying to sneak one in on Camp. Camp is hunting for Henningberg. Henningberg's got to stay on his belly to protect himself from Camp's gun. Clint Johnson in the back center. Also making sure Drew Bell doesn't have a free release into the Dorito 3. Little hopper surgery for Mouse in the snake right now for AC Diesel.
Ooh, the bounce shot is almost on Camp.
That's Bazinski.
Yeah, they're ripping that crossfield bounce shot off of snake 2 to try to get a shot, try to get one to just glance into Daniel Camp's pack, but they're missing by about maybe a half an inch.
And even if it doesn't zip in there, it's going to affect how he lives in that bunker. Makes that snake player a little nervous. Pate now filling out behind him into the outside snake 2. Pate's playing really well over here. Once Mouse got into the snake, bopped back from the Hertz tower into the insert, and now in the outside snake 1. Mouse's gun is down. He hasn't shot paint. He called his code to, I think that's BJ.
Yeah, hearing the gun dry fire, not a good sound.
He called it, you know, they have some kind of code. Sometimes it's, hey, I'm Kelly Clarkson or I'm Taylor Swift, and that means my gun's down. You don't want to yell, hey, my gun is down, because then someone's going to recognize the situation.
Does it have to be a pop star?
It's like, I think a name works. It could be any. Taylor Swift rocks. Midnight's a great album, but Daniel Camp now. Things slowing down, getting quiet out here.
Yeah, Sunday Paintball right now, because again, like we said, to start at this point, at over 10 minutes to go, we're down at 7, but it's win or go home at this moment for all these teams from here on out.
That bounce shot just zipped in and bounced off Camp. Baginski doing a good job ripping that one in on him. Camp, bit nervous. He's got to deal with BJ Henningberg in that center wedge as well. Looking at Silos Cortez and BJ Henningberg for AC Diesel on your screen with some forward penetration. Man, Daniel Camp has to hit the deck because that bounce shot was zipping in quick on him.
Yeah, he's going to move up. He's already been bounced once. Come very close to those paintballs whizzing past his pack, so he's going to move up into snake 4 with Pate still behind him.
So it's effectively a 4-on-3 situation for Hurricanes with Mouse unable to fire his gun. Silos Cortez, though, getting into the 50 Dorito structure for AC Diesel.
Yeah, tough break here for AC Diesel with Mouse's gun going down. Yeah, he's still dry firing over there. And Camp is close enough to him that he might be able to hear that. Camp just picked up Henningberg, so he knows where he's at. He calls the code crossfield. Let his teammates know that Henningberg is in that 40-yard line position in the middle. Tactical retreat here for Alex Goldman. Again, just still staring at that gun and trying to will it to work. And there he is on your screen. tough break here for AC. He's going to dump that paint out of the hopper and try to figure out a way to at least try to get a ball out of that thing.
Yeah, I hear him dry firing. I wonder if it's a loader issue.
Well, if it's a loader issue, and
He can
if
just
the loader's
one-ball it.
completely dead, then just rip the loader off and start.
That looks like what he's trying to do now. Daniel Camp going to retreat into that snake 2. Down to 5 minutes left. Paint levels become such a huge factor here. Neither team with an advantage on the scoreboard. You know, Hurricanes think they're in a 4-on-5 situation here, but it's actually closer to a 4-on-4.
Well, no one shot their gun in about 15 seconds, so that tells us that. I mean, but I'm looking still. There's some paint on some of these guys.
Yeah, I would actually like to see. I guarantee paint in the outside snake 1 has less paint than Daniel Camp.
The Camp still has 4 pods.
Yeah, because the snake 1 guy usually can have some paint left. He doesn't have to dump it so much. Pate had to shoot at least 4 pods from that Hertz tower before he made his way in there. Clint Johnson definitely low on paint. 4:27 on the clock here. Oh, here comes Silos. He gets shot, doesn't shoot anybody. So now Hurricanes with a big advantage. Mark Ice Baginski going to launch right here.
No, the body does come off from that trade. Drew Bell taking the walk.
Nice job by Silos then to take a body with him.
Nothing happened after that initial move, though.
Well, Baginski did fill into that snake, 50 Dorito structure for AC Diesel. So effectively a 3-on-3, but Hurricane's going to believe it's a 3-on-4 with Mouse's gun down. The coach, though, that's the Hurricanes pit over there, so they know in this situation they don't necessarily need to blow it, and now here comes.
Oh, and he moves up and he gets the shot in on BJ Henningberg, but that forces a reaction from Baginski, who comes up and he gets that kill, and he's going to get the crossfield kill. Baginski going to try to stack up a 3-pack here and pinch out Pate. Here comes Clint Johnson. I think Pate might have clipped up Clint as Clint dove in. He did. So it's essentially a 1-on-1 because Mouse's gun is still down.
Yeah, Mouse should almost like run at Pate and make him contend with him.
100%.
Yeah.
He should just run directly at Pate, force Pate to react. It's not going to matter, though, as Alex Goldman with no loader on the top of his gun. It just didn't matter because Baginski went off on that D side.
Baginski won the point right there, plain and simple. Clint Johnson almost threw it away in that 2-on-1 situation, diving into the center structure. Great job by Baginski when Silos came through to take the territory at the 50 Dorito again, clap up a bunch of Hurricanes.
So look at the action here on the replay on the D side. So Baginski, left-hand side of your screen. It started with Silos. Silos Cortez comes through, and he trades out with Drew Bell. Got to be careful not to get a penalty, though.
Very lucky.
It looks like that was a rub on his arm. So Silos Cortez leading the charge, but cleaned up very nicely by Mark Baginski.
Nice job, Silos, playing really well for Diesel over there. Starting lineup, making moves down that Dorito side, opening the floodgates by bunking Drew Bell, and then Baginski cleaning up.
So after a very long wait, XFactor up by 1 with just a minute and 3 seconds left to go, and a body going to drop. 2 bodies have dropped now for Uprising, so chances dwindling for Uprising to try to tie this up as they only have 3 bodies left to attack 5.
Oh, they bounce Fuzzy Matt Jackson. Alec Holland going to send it through the middle. See if Schrader can pull some magic here for Uprising, but only 40 seconds left, and they're looking at 5 XFactor bodies. Alec Holland hunting through the middle.
Schrader's going to bully his way out. They do get a kill on TJ Danner. Alec Holland's going to come off, and here comes the 2 bodies floating up the field with 30 seconds left to go. Schrader still alive at the 50 here in the snake as Alec's going to cut towards that D side, and he gets through clean. Alec Holland with a big run. Do they switch the gun to get the attack? No, it's not Holland. It's Graham Arnold. It's going to be a major penalty, and we're going to have a tie ball game here. Major penalty assessed. So Graham Arnold with the big veteran move. He switched over to the D side, caught XFactor sleeping, and major penalty. What a dramatic turn of events
Cody
here.
Bayless spun right there. He and Billy Bernaccia both looking snake way. XFactor unable to hold it there in a 5-on-3 situation. Bad execution on the hold play.
It was looking real good for XFactor at the start of that point. Not a ton of time left, a little over a minute. They shoot 2 bodies on the break. They did all the work, and Again, I'm assuming now Ryan Brand has some great hair, but he might have lost a couple of those luxurious strands of the frustration he's going to have watching his boys lose a 5-on-3 with a minute left.
I think with his hair, it's probably just going to go gray for him, you know?
A couple more grays for Ryan Brand.
A couple more grays for him, but man, XFactor, you get your 2 kills off the break. They're running out of options. You just got to roll off and trade with guys. Schrader, gun dominant forward. Alec Holland coming through the middle. And then Cody Bayless catching a major spinning on, I think it was Graham Arnold. Now AC Diesel versus New Orleans Hurricanes. Quick turnaround here for them after a really long point. They're going to go from back center into the snake. Off the break is Daniel Camp. What a bold play call, and he makes it.
Well, the last one was a 7-minute long point. They only have 3 minutes to work with on this one. Hurricanes at a deficit. They're going to be losing their first attacker here, snake side, as Daniel Camp forced to take the walk. They still have another snake attacker to go with. This is Nick Ripple. He's looking like he wants to make his way here into the snake.
Yeah, I don't know about that play call of let's shoot from the back center and run snake off the break down 1. That maybe works in the prelims. Often not really going to work out here. Someone's pumping that gap. Good job by Clint Johnson to hold the zone. Or maybe it was BJ, but regardless, 5-on-4 advantage and a 1-point lead for AC Diesel. And this time they got Alex Goldman, presumably with a working gun. Paint, though, for New Orleans Hurricanes, pumping paint into that snake gap to keep Alex Goldman in that insert bunker. BJ Hennenberg now in that snake side of the 50 structure. Clint Johnson right behind him now in the Hertz Tower. Oh, wow.
So BJ Hennenberg
Yeah.
dies out of that middle 50-yard line.
Nick Ripple called it on his feet, I believe, and then the head ref in the tower called him out.
So signs of life from the Hurricanes, even on the body count with that kill on Hennenberg.
But only a minute 40 to work with. They're going to have to develop some offense. They are in the Dorito 2 with Brown, but now Drew Bell coming out behind him. It's going to get under 60 seconds before too long here. Oh, but Silos Cortez catching a tough death out of that Dorito side. So just 3 left alive. Great fill by Alex Goldman into the snake for AC Diesel.
Goldman crawls up in the snake too. Clint Johnson right beside him. It's a 3-on-3 situation here in favor of no one, but still got to give the nod to Diesel. Body coming off right now as Clint Johnson gets smoked out of that tower. Mouse, last body left alive as Baginski also clipped out of his spot. And then Mouse is going to get pinched, so the Hurricanes answer the call, and they're going to tie this game up with probably, as well, they get to the buzzer, a little under a minute to play here.
Yeah.
This wild card round winner of this game will move on to play Edmonton Impact in the quarters.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let it go down to probably under 10 seconds here and just take it to overtime. I don't really see much value in playing the 30-second point. Going to wait for a check here.
Well,
I'll say so.
AC conceded. AC concedes the point. They want to play that 37
That's really
second.
interesting, right? Because the AC Diesel concession there tells you that they probably want to go for it in the 40 seconds, right? You don't concede there if you're trying to run a hold play. So if you're the Hurricanes, you kind of have a sense of what Diesel's mindset is right there. Very interesting clock decision.
Well, yeah, because if they had hit the buzzer and it's 37 seconds left, to co-sign on what you're saying, you don't know what play they're going to run. But if they concede, they're like, no, we want to try to steal this point and steal the win with 37 seconds. So now if you're the Hurricanes in that situation, it's kind of a tell as to what sort of game plan they're probably going to run.
Exactly. But if you're AC Diesel, then you can use that. They think we're going to do this. Maybe they try to send it. So we actually do something semi-aggressive but try to be heavy guns.
Penalty was overturned.
Wow. So
But it's still 2-2.
But 5 bodies live, just 15 seconds left, so this game's going to go to overtime.
Most likely. Oh, bodies are coming off pretty quick here for Uprising as XFactor with Fuzzy Jackson gets all the way into the backfield, and here comes the streaking TJ Danner right behind him, but just not enough time. And TJ Danner and Fuzzy Jackson also begging for a penalty. I do not see any flags. Head referee. One of the referees is coming over to talk to the head referee, whispering in his ear, so maybe we will have some sort of call on this play.
He was holding a red flag, but he said he was not sure about something.
He has a red flag in his hand.
Yeah, and XFactor wants a call from him.
He puts the red flag back in his pocket, though, so going to be, it looks like a no call on that, and we will go to overtime, locked at 2.
Yeah, very fortunate for XFactor there that penalty was overturned. If they had started with 3 bodies, Uprising might have had a chance to steal the victory there, but instead going to overtime. Now AC Diesel Hurricanes tied up, 37 seconds left in the pit. Coach Mark Johnson. But Spica has an idea. Spica really is generating a play call right here. It's really impressive for a player. I mean, his field understanding. Spica's going to be a great coach. He coaches a lot of divisional teams. He'll probably coach in pro when he's done playing.
Yeah, I just remember the first time I saw Spica coach down in Florida at an MVPS, coaching some divisional ball. He's just stalking in the pits like Napoleon.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I coached a WCPPL once, too. He coached a good team. I can't remember their name, but they won a lot of tournaments, and they blew a lead situation, making unnecessary moves, and he let him have it.
Well, he's a well-known divisional coach in California.
Yeah. Super articulate guy.
Well, the thing that I think has really helped out Diesel is, so Mark Johnson decides to embrace the full-time coaching position, and then the teamwork on the strategy and tactics between Spica and Johnson has paid great dividends for AC Diesel towards the end of last season, as we saw, as evidenced by their undefeated run through World Cup until the disaster against PB Fit. But I think Diesel's going to be very legit this year. I think they have a legit chance to win tournaments.
Tie game, 37 seconds left. Both teams sending it some. Hurricane's going to lose a body, and AC Diesel getting deep up the Dorito side. So advantage Diesel for sure. They are in the 50 Dorito structure on the wrap already. If Mouse can get into the snake quickly and start applying pressure, no one's looking at Mouse. He has it if he wants it.
But just 20 seconds left here on the clock, and Mouse is going to full send all the way to the 50 here on the snake side. Can the Hurricanes have zone control? Hurricanes now trying to steal it on the D side. Mouse is going to take off, though, with 8 seconds. He has the speed to do it. Fastest man in the league. I think he caught one, though. Did he catch one cross field? Might have stole the win here with 3 seconds. Thought I saw something break off of him. No, it wasn't. So a point good here for AC Diesel, as it looks like they are going to eliminate the Hurricanes. So the game plan worked. 37 seconds left on the clock, and Alex Goldman using that burst speed, perfectly timed to steal the win at the very end of that match. So AC Diesel will be moving on to play Edmonton Impact, and that's going to be a very interesting grudge match with all the offseason madness. Is Mouse going to go to Impact? Is he not? Looks like he is. Oh, no, he's going back to AC Diesel. So that the paintball gods have set this one up nicely for us.
Man, what a great job by Diesel. They're streaking deep on the Dorito side, making it to 50 Dorito off the break. All the guns from Hurricane switch there in that lull. Goldman takes off, gun up, puts on the afterburners. Hurricanes thought they were going to steal it. Instead, Mouse wins. Now, overtime, XFactor, Uprising. Billy Bernaccia makes snake off the break, but Miterman getting in there as well.
5 minutes on the clock here, 5-on-5 break. Aggression from both teams early, with both Bernaccia and Miterman here in the snake. Mark, though, is going to have to dump his hopper out. Sometimes when you dive in, you shatter the paintballs in your hopper, so Mark's going to have to do a little bit of cleanup.
Yeah, I saw the inside of his hopper there. It was a yellow mess. He's trying to clean it out with his gloves. Miterman doing the up and over now. Schrader getting in behind him in the outside snake one. Also developing with Alec Holland, so a 3-man op on the snake side for Uprising, but they got one of the best to ever do it, Billy Bernaccia. One of the greatest of all time, Archie Montemayor behind him.
Both. Looks like a couple moves here for San Antonio XFactor as they get Tim Stetzel through that dangerous gap between the Aztec and D1. Makes it clean. He goes, feeling no pressure, goes right into D2. And now Uprising does pick him up and start to put some pressure, but he's alive in that spot. Bernaccia is thinking about it, and he gets checked back in down the sideline here. Gave a little head check down the sideline. I got a little bit of pressure here from Nate Schrader.
I wonder if Miterman straight up destroyed his hopper. I haven't seen him shoot since he did that big cleanup operation. I also didn't see him load another pod in there. So XFactor could have a big advantage. Billy's got Matt Fuzzy Jackson protecting him and Archie Montemayor behind him. Supremely confident with those two players as your backup. He's got Nate Schrader and Miterman in front of him, though.
Nate living on the edge here with Fuzzy Jackson, just so focused on putting paint on this lane. Nate popped the top, but head checked away from the ball. Good reflexes from Nate Schrader. Archie Montemayor is going to dip in here behind Billy Bernaccia, who is crawled up at or near the 50-yard line.
Miterman's getting paint through his gun again. He had to swab his barrel as well. But that's huge as Billy looking to creep forward past the 50 snake.
Uprising moves into D2 as well to mirror up with Tim Stetzel, but here comes the commitment from Nate Schrader to try to find Billy Bernaccia, asking for a call. No call on that, so a trade, and here comes the attack as Archie Montemayor is going to get to the 50-yard line and wrap around, try to put pressure on Miterman.
Did Billy live in that exchange?
Oh, but looks like Archie Montemayor is going to be drawing a minor penalty. That is going to pull out Jackson, and it leaves just TJ Danner and Tim Stetzel left alive, but a body going to be dropping from the D side here for Uprising, so it's a 2-on-3 situation here in favor of Uprising with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in this overtime point. Graham Arnold's going to improve his position to try to take over the attack for Uprising. It's a double stack of bodies, but then Tim Stetzel gets shot by Graham Arnold, who was the hero in that last point. TJ Danner, the last chance for XFactor. He moves up into D2, but he's looking at a 1-on-3. Now, TJ Danner has pulled off 1-on-3s in the past in big moments. So lethal in his position. Looks like Uprising starting to put it together, though. Graham Arnold's going to commit, and he runs the correct route. He runs that inside route to try to trade out with TJ Danner, and TJ Danner clipped out, and that is going to do it. Guns to the sky here in celebration as triumphant in this wild card game against San Antonio XFactor. Uprising scrappy team from the Pacific Northwest, going to knock out one of the legends in this game, and they're going to move on to play PB Fit.
Yeah, just too many mistakes for XFactor, right? You got a 5-on-3 with a minute left. You got to be able to hold it in that situation. Unable to do it, give Uprising another chance.
A penalty in overtime.
Yeah, Archie didn't play great in this match here. Uprising doing a good job keeping him in check. Man, I hear Billy Bernaccia, he's upset with the call. Nate Schrader pulled his gun in, didn't know where Billy was, but they end up trading. Archie then trying to fill forward after that, ends up drawing the minor, swings the tide.
Well, they might review this, so until I start seeing the refs come off and we get some sort of official confirmation, it does look like, obviously, Uprising celebrating. They want to have a big year in 2025. End of 2024, they started to look pretty good. They dialed in that starting lineup, getting contributions from all 5 bodies. They go to that again here this season and take down one of the favorites to win events. XFactor has a legit roster. They are going to be a threat to win tournaments, but once you get to the top 10, man, anyone could beat anybody here on Sunday.
Yeah, I just felt like XFactor never really got it going, full steam ahead. TJ Danner played great. Billy played really well, but Archie and Meter struggled at times. Cody Bayless and Tim Stetzel both catching bad deaths at significant moments out here.
So it looks like that is going to do it. The wild card round is over. Coming up next, jumping into the quarterfinals, going to be Red Legion taking on Houston Heat and San Diego Dynasty taking on Tampa Bay Damage. Also in the quarterfinals, going to be PB Fit and Uprising and Impact and AC Diesel. We're here at the 2025 Tampa Bay Open at Raymond James Stadium. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Mike Jeffrey. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Inside you somewhere lies a Hydra. An immortal, multi-headed monster born for the battle. But the Hydra mentality buried inside you must be cultivated through chaos. Rather than just surviving or remaining unchanged, the Hydra mentality allows an entity to improve, to thrive, to multiply its strength when exposed to stress and uncertainty, to strengthen with every challenge the world throws your way. Every time the Hydra gets its head cut off, experiences a loss or a failure, it becomes stronger by growing two heads in its place. The Hydra must seek war and discomfort in order to become the best version of itself. Be like a Hydra. Seek out difficult challenges. Power through...
Since like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth?
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, master. The king is back like prodigal. I gave him time, it's been too long. Was silent calm, but now the storm. I'm not the one you can't ignore. I never line, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, master. Big time.
Now look at this.
I got to go somewhere next week. I'm leaving on Thursday. I won't be back till Monday. So, yeah, we'll talk then. Yeah, appreciate it.
I don't think Impact knows that Sheer is in that Dorito side 50, and he kills Nick Laval, and he kills Zach Yakimek, Chris Sheer, doing damage on the 50 Dorito side.
No idea he's there yet. Little two-pack of kills here for Chris Sheer, and have they picked him up? Because I don't see, okay, now Cornell is going to switch his gun. They're probably wondering, where do those kills come off? Because they don't know. Yeah, and then Chris Sheer, I think, just feasts on that back center as well, too.
Look for the horn before too long from Impact in a long point match with Dynasty with 5 alive.
Hey, it's BRNT with CRBN, and I have our new IC PWR Nano Barrel System here. This kit includes our famous ultra-lightweight injected carbon fiber back with our new Nano Tip, which features over 700 microports. This microporting prevents any debris, paint, or moisture from entering the bore and also produces a unique low sound signature. These barrel kits are compatible with all PWR inserts, including our own series from 679 to 691, and are also compatible with all PWR inserts, including those made by Planet Eclipse, Dye, and Inception Designs. Check them out at crbnpaintball.com.
Powering on. Welcome to the HK Lux experience. Introducing the Shredder Lux, a cutting-edge paintball marker and a true modern work of art. With only 25 in existence, This exclusive masterpiece redefines performance. Featuring HK Army Shredder milling, a precision-crafted trigger, and an HK Army Freak XL barrel back. Enhanced ergonomics with a redesigned foregrip, plus a 1.5-inch full-color side grip LCD screen. Enjoy toolless frame and eye system, an updated ASA lever, and an improved core bolt for superior shot quality, sound, and paint handling. The Lux Experience. Elevate your game.
One day you will drive to your last early morning practice. One day you will share a last huddle with your teammates. One day real life will take over and there won't be enough time. One day you will step on the field for the last time. But today is not that day.
Tampa NXL, $25 cases of Voltanium Pro Char tournament paint. Whether you're pro, elite, premier, or amateur B, play your way. Wear what you want. Shoot what you want. Pro Char Voltanium paintballs for just $25 a case. NXL bright pink shell, nasty neon yellow fill, laser accuracy, brakes on contact. No gimmicks, no requirements. Just $25 a case. Best contingency podium program in the league. First place, 100% credit. Second place, 70% credit. Third place, 35% credit. Shoot Pro Char, hit the podium, and get rewarded. Reserve your paint now. Limited availability.
Hey, this is Walker with Carbon Paintball here to talk to you about our SC custom jerseys. To start your team's design, head over to crbnpaintball.com, fill in some team information, including what colors, what template you want to base your jersey off of.
Welcome back here, 2025 Tampa Bay Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside paintball legend Chad Boucher and Mike Jeffrey. We are in the quarterfinals officially now. It's going to be Red Legion taking on Houston Heat and San Diego Dynasty and Tampa Bay Damage. So some legendary matchups here. Can Houston Heat's new line summon the spirit needed to defeat the series champions from last year? We will see. Already amazing games going down here on center court on Sunday as Uprising taking down San Antonio XFactor and Diesel eliminating the Hurricanes. So, Chad, what do you think, man? Give me your legit view of this. Do you think the new guys are ready?
You know, I can't say. I'll take my emotions out of it. On paper, against a team like Russian Legion, of who those guys are, no. But do I think that right now that they're playing well together, they're gelling well together, and you know, I mean, they could very well take this. We've seen a lot of upsets this weekend.
Well, the new guy on Heat that really needs to step up because he's drawing the starting nod is Soap.
Yep. And
they kill Kirill off the break to Houston Heat, so 5-on-4 advantage off the break.
Oh, and then Sam Monville takes an early death as well, trying to make a move through the center.
Yeah, it was a 5-on-4 initially here for Houston Heat, so a little bit of a tough death here for Sam. But I know, hey man, doubling up that Hertz can or that Hertz tower, you want to get out of there if you feel like you got a clean run.
And I like what they did there off the break. They shot straight on, and then they still use the combination of shooting inside, right? So
interesting to see Red Legion putting Alexander Barytnikov in that Hertz bunker. We didn't see him play that at all in the prelims. He's ripping the Dorito zone over there. Red Legion switching up their game plan a little bit.
But that makes a lot of sense, right? We're seeing a lot of from the strategies for these high-level teams. They're putting their one in the snake sometimes at the tower, and because Legion didn't run that at all in the prelims, it makes their first point very unscoutable.
Yes. And then, because I guess typically you would have also, oh, and there he goes across right there.
Karslev also making a move into that D2 position. So a good crossfield spread here for Legion with the 4-on-4 situation.
I like that combination of what they did. They brought Sergey out here. He's got a strong gun, and then when he gives Malloy the go-ahead, he brings him back around. So I think that, you know, that was very well played out. Ronnie Dizon comes out to the corner here, and it looks like he gets bounced. Yep.
Yeah, Sergey bounced him on the fill out, but he survives. Malloy now crawling into Snake 2 for Red Legion. Soap feeling the pinch in the Hertz Tower. Ronnie Dizon now going to have to deal with Malloy crawling forward in front of him.
Yep, this is definitely not a good situation for Soap, so he's got to either figure out how to get it out of there or make that shot count on Malloy.
Yeah, Karslev is deep on the Dorito side as well, so Soap feeling the pinch. Sergey now in the outside snake one over the top, playing with dominance. He might shoot Soap in the foot here.
He definitely shot him in the cleat.
Well, they get the kill on Mishka, so it's a 4-on-3 situation. And then they're going to get a shot in on Soap as well, too. So now just down to Dizon and Moorhead.
Yep. I think Sergey did a good job here by, coming behind Malloy, letting everybody look at Malloy, and he comes behind him and just picks him off, right? And that's what Russian Legion does very well. They follow up a lot, and they're there to protect their guys, but they're also, that's how pro paintball's played a lot of times.
To me, the 2 on the snake side is such a difficult position to play on this field in particular, and the players that are doing it well, their teams are succeeding. Sergey has done a good job all weekend. Malloy has been up and down, but no doubt in his abilities to step it up for Sunday ball for Red Legion, as they're going to take a 4-on-1 body advantage. Coach Ryan Smith going to towel it. Red Legion going up 1-0.
Yeah, and for Houston Heat, last year was a steady dose of high-level frustration because, high level in the sense they made every Sunday, and in the beginning of the year, absolutely crushing. Chad, you were there for this.
Yes.
Crushing it in the prelims. And then throughout the year, you guys drop a game, maybe here or there in the prelims, but no matter what, all 5 events just could not find a way to win on Sunday.
It was always that first round on Sunday, but, that's the hump you have to get over, right? And, for a long time, it was, just not having that ability of getting over that first game and starts to get to you and everything else. So this is a good test for Houston Heat. I think, you come out here and they did lose the first point, but I think that, with enough grit and everything else, they could still go in a positive direction for it.
San Diego Dynasty taking on Tampa Bay Damage.
Hometown people that they can keep in the pocket. And Yosh Rao is actually taking advantage of it by using that 50 wing right there. He saw it, got the call, and he actually did exactly what an experienced pro would do.
Dynasty was flawless in the prelims, 4-0. Tampa Bay Damage looked really good, but did drop a game barely to Red Legion.
Yeah, Damage not really going to be able to get outside with Yosh Rao's gun. He's coming through the middle now.
Yosh did not get his man, though.
Just too big of a bite there for Yosh.
Still going to get a concession from Kevin Brettauer, though, as he saw that those Dynasty bodies are starting to get outside and up. And a little bit of...
I understand, though, Yosh gets that.
Well, just real quick, a little bit of frustration, it looked like, as Shear put his hand up, like, hey, why'd you concede?
Yeah.
He shot Yosh. It's a 34. We're only down a body. We're really good at holding lines. But Kevin had seen enough.
I don't really like the call. I mean, I think after they kill Yosh, it's not like Dynasty was in super dominant positions. They had a body in the snake, sure, but then it's 3 bodies in the back line. I think you got to give Shear an opportunity to get out on the Dorito side, maybe try to turn the field there.
And not only that, but, you might have lost your 2 snake attackers, but, with taking out Yosh, I liked Yosh's move. I thought that was a good move there. It was obviously too big of a bite, and I think maybe a Skinny would have actually, seen that.
On the breakout now, point number 2 here. Running referee checking out one of the players for Houston Heat. Looked like he's good to go. He's going to get to take the early walk, so it's a 5-on-4 situation.
It looks like Alexander got bounced going into the snake.
Ronnie Dizon, though, quick into the snake for Houston Heat. So 4-on-5, advantage Russians on the body count, but Dizon getting after it over here on the snake side. Oh, but they're going to lose
Sam Monville
again, early death, so just 3 bodies left alive. Dizon in the snake, though. Ryan Moorhead getting out wide on the Dorito side, so if another body dies for Heat, expect the horn to blow quickly, but for now, in offensive positions, Coach Ryan Smith going to let Dizon roll with it, see if he can generate some offense.
Well, Krill is ripping that, trying to rip the bounce shot on Dizon, but it's not coming close. It's not within 2 feet of Dizon.
I like what Kirill did, though. He saw that Ronnie was coming down fast, and his reaction was to go forward and get that angle on him to put a lot of pressure. And he's still looking for it now where he's crawling down the center of the field like that, right? He understands the center of the field probably about 99% better than everybody else, but it looks like Russian Legion loses Karslev over there.
Yeah, Karslev taking the walk, so bad death for Karslev in a 5-on-3. Turns it into a 4-on-3. Signs of life here from Houston Heat. Good zone control for them.
We got Ryan Moorhead on the Dorito still.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead is alive. I think he's in the Dorito 1.
And that's dangerous. You can't leave him alone. You can't forget about him.
He's in D2.
D2? Yep. I can see it actually moving there. And then Sergey fills in behind Malloy and the snake here.
There's Ryan Moorhead here on your screen. No, that's D1. He's in D1, sorry.
So if the Russians can just get Dizon off the field in a trade, they're going to be in great position here, leaving Sergey or Alexander Borodnikov alone. They have to locate him first in order to be able to make a good move forward. Oh, but Russian Legion can lose another body, make it 2.
It looks like Justin Rabikov. Oh, okay. So we have a two-on-three situation.
Great job here from
situation
Houston Heat. Is now Ryan Moorhead's going to move up the field as those bodies walking off, and that is a high body moment squandered here from Red Legion. Houston Heat potentially going to stay in this match and tie it up here if they can execute. They still have to shoot Malloy and Sergey, though.
I'll tell you what, if you let Ryan Moorhead go to work like that, he'll make you pay for it, and we're going to find out. So he knows, I think, Malloy where he's at in the snake, but at the same time, I think that he could be wrapping and maybe taking advantage of that blown wire that he has over there.
Man, Ryan Moorhead using the hand signals with Soap, the 2-on-2 situation.
Yeah, so after the dust settles, no team with an advantage on the bodies. Moorhead completely owns that D side, and Malloy completely owns the snake side. Sergey's a little bit closer to his front player here, as he's at the Aztec, whereas...
Well, I'm trying to figure out what Soap's looking at on towards the Dorito side.
I think the count's off. It has to be off. What? Because Soap is protecting Ryan when he doesn't need to be right now.
Yeah.
No one over there.
I don't think they saw Kirill come off. I saw him shooting at one of these center bunkers. Soap was. So I think Moorhead...
Okay, it looks like Moorhead actually might have figured something out there.
Yeah, it just gets on the wrap. He's wrapping the outside, says Soap to Moorhead.
Oh, it looks like he might have picked him off on the move, and he does.
So now it's just a 1-on-2. Soap trying to earn his stripes with his new squad.
What a great shot by Malloy.
That's really what.
Cross field. I mean, Moorhead didn't give him a ton.
So now Malloy and Sergey against new pickup Soap.
Oh, looks like it's going to be a one-on-one situation here.
Soap shoots Sergey Sonaiskov and turns it into a 1-on-1. So this is how you earn your stripes right here.
Yeah. This is a good combination. This is some good grit right here for Houston Heat to overcome.
And he's got a lot of time to work with. He's by his buzzer. Malloy's going to pop the top, and Malloy's going to commit. He's going to go to the tower, try to catch Soap sleeping. Slopes more outside wide, and here comes Malloy. He picks the correct moment, but then Soap's going to come through, and did he trade? It looks like an even trade, so a no point. That definitely benefits Legion. Take a little bit of time off the clock and still have a lead.
It is a benefit, but I will say that Houston Heat was down in that situation, and what was it, a 4-on-2? And Ryan Moorhead and Soap actually go to work right there. So I thought Rodney Dizon did a great job as well by getting Kirill out of the center, and then Soap getting the kill on Justin Rabikov was huge, right?
And also, great job by Ronnie Dizon. I believe it was a 3-on-5, coming up the snake with no support, no comms, just going to go forward and generate.
And that's the kind of paintball that he needs to play, right? He works really, really hard.
Grit is the right word that you use for that, because, yeah, it still benefits Legion, but, you know, that was a low-body situation for Heat. If Legion capitalizes on what they and done what they should have done, well, then now we got a 2-0 score.
Yep.
Instead, it's 1-0.
John Chapeau, I'm not exactly sure if that's how you say his last name, Soap as everyone calls him, getting a no point out of a 1-on-2 against Malloy and Sergey. Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. It's good to see him on that starting line. So on the breakout right now, Dynasty with a 1-point lead over Tampa Bay Damage. Also interesting on the story is Kevin Brettauer, the coach for Tampa Bay Damage, helped lead the charge for Dynasty here. Dynasty going to be losing 2 bodies, though it's going to be a 4-on-5 situation as Chris Shear playing against his former team. He takes the walk early from that D side. Slight advantage for Tampa Bay. And Keith Brown's going to hit the deck here in the snake crawl all the way up to the 50. He's got Chad Bougere next to him at the Hertz Tower with Overwatch. And Dynasty's 3 bodies left out there stuck in the pocket.
And I like that, you know, Tampa Bay Damage understands that, and they're making moves. They're over the top of their bunker. They're talking. They're communicating. They're going aggressively. And I just feel like, you know, obviously getting those 2 kills off the break was big. And then it looks like Alex Frazier, or is that?
Alex Frazier dying. Danny dying.
Leaves just
Kyle Berry.
Yeah, Kyle Berry, and he's going to get pinched out as well, too. So nice close here for Tampa Bay.
Man, Dynasty running 2 lines up 1-0 right there. That was a whole new line. It was Frazier. Arturo was the only one who spun.
Looks like Danny Schoenhauer was in there.
Yeah, and Kyle Berry. I don't really like that call by Bianca there.
Yeah, on a Sunday. I'm not really sure.
I don't think
I haven't seen too much of Dynasty with that, right?
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't think that line has played particularly well either earlier in the tournament. So I understand with a 1-0 lead, but new coach Mike Bianca with a talented veteran group wants to give guys opportunities, but it's going to cost him right there. Damage, tying it up.
Houston Heat. So let's get a look here at the masterful 1-on-2. Couldn't quite pull it out, but did trade with Malloy here. So Soap was in a tough spot. Houston Heat was in a tough spot. It was a 3-on-5. They'd whittled it down, came all the way down to this 1-on-1 after Soap had got that shot in on Sergey, and then they trade. So thus the score still 1-0 with 8:16 to go. Malloy getting smoked off the break. That's a huge kill here for Houston Heat. 5-on-4.
Now Ronnie's got to take advantage of this right here.
Yeah, Legion tucked in the pocket here, Chad.
Yep.
But he's going to have to go through Kirill Pridney's gun. He's pumping that gap into the snake from the Hertz tower. They do get, is that Monville who went forward?
Monville's in the center there. And see, Ronnie's letting Sergey out like that. It's not a good,
But J-Rab coming off, so 5-on-3 advantage Heat. No outside progression really for Red Legion. If he can develop their offense on the outside, should be able to tie this game up.
This could be a big point for Sam Monville as well. 5-on-3 situation. He's in the center. They're kind of, you got Kirill looking outside, Sergey looking outside, Carsleeve looking outside, making moves over there. But if Sam Monville can get another kill or just figure out something else, there he goes right there with the kill from Sam Monville in the center to pick up Carsleeve to make it a 5-on-2 situation.
Nice job, Sam Monville. He had died early those first 2 points, too. Probably his last chance before he goes to the bench, and then making the most of it, connecting on shots, getting kills in the middle. Kirill Pridney up there with him. Sam Monville going to come forward, try to shoot him in the back. Doesn't quite have it, but...
Yeah, Kirill wrapped around on the outside of that and eating up bodies here. A bomb blows off. Dizon taking the walk. Soap taking the walk.
I think Sam and Ryan have to understand the situation. If Sam shot that last guy over there, and shoots Sergey.
So Kirill, the last body out here for Legion in a 3-on-1 situation after chewing up a couple bodies, but it's going to get real tight in here for him, and he ends up getting taken out. So that is going to do it. Houston Heat going to tie this game up with about 6.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, you called it, Chad. Sam Monville having a huge point there. Died early the first 2 points, but coming through the middle, connecting on the shot on Karslev. Early kill on Borodnikov gave Heat the advantage. Got a little dicey there at the end, but still going to tie it up with 3 bodies left alive.
Yeah, Sergey and Kirill, I think that was mostly Kirill getting those kills. So
I think it was all Kirill.
Yeah, I think it was all Kirill. Couldn't quite confirm.
Yeah.
But it did seem like it was all Kirill, but that's what made that point really interesting. Kirill getting up there unseen. Looked like Sam did know he was there, but he smoked 2 guys.
So here's what I like.
Made it real dicey.
Yeah, I liked it because, Kirill knew that he lost Malloy, but he still went forward and tried to have some kind of progression with it, right? So, I mean, it was a good read on his part, and he got a couple kills, but, Sam Monville getting those kills on J-Rab and then Carsleeve trying to fill out that's a big moment for him. So I think he did a great job right there of capitalizing on it.
Now tied 1-1, San Diego Dynasty, Tampa Bay Damage. Dynasty back to that first line with Greenspan. He floated for a long time in that last breakout. Let's see if he does it again. Yeah, he's going to float boldly. They send Arturo. He gets shot off the break, I believe.
No, he makes it
dies.
So Yosh Rao gets bounced. Referee sees it.
Ooh, but
ref is chasing Yosh Rao. Yosh is going up trying to see if there's anybody on his side of the field. There's not. He gets to the 50 clean. They do lose a body, though. It's Edwards taking the walk.
And
looks like a 4-on-4 situation.
Yeah, Greenspan died off the break floating, so 4-on-4 situation. Both teams in the snake.
I like this aggressiveness from Yosh, right?
Arturo, though, coming through and stitching up Chad Bougier in the back, going straight onto Damage's side. He's going to wrap the inside and kill Jacob Edwards. Now he's going to try to pop the top and kill Keith Brown.
2-pack here for Arturo. He's going to run down Keith. Keith looked inside at the worst moment possible. Arturo does get clipped cross field by Shear, and then Shear's going to get shot by his former teammate, Yosh Rao. Nice job by Yosh Rao to start it off in the middle, and a beautiful move by Arturo Andrade.
That was a great point for him. He gets a kill in the center, gets a kill on Jacob. He sees the exchange for Keith Brown.
It's going on the list, tie ball game. We give $1,000 courtesy of Pate Smith Law. If you need a lawyer to represent you in a property claim against your insurance company with all these disasters happening, he's your guy. That's going on the list. Arturo with a 3-pack in a tied game.
Great pace, too. Gets in there, wants to get after it. Arturo, I think, is playing the Snakes maybe the best of anybody out here today.
Let's get a look here on the replay. Unseen, stitches up Bougier. Knows exactly where these other bodies are. Comes out, free kill on that Aztec. And then look at Keith look inside. Keith going down, or Keith looks inside just as Arturo launches. Stitches up Keith to complete the 3-pack. Does get clipped cross field but he had done enough damage.
And that was him recognizing that Keith didn't have protection. Keith didn't know that Jacob had come off. Now 5-on-5.
Kirill taking an early death.
Man, Heath's doing a really job getting paint on that Hertz tower off the break. Not an easy thing to do. We're seeing most people mosey on up there, but not Kirill. Alexander Barudnikov does fill it.
That's a big kill for Houston Heat.
Absolutely. Being able to enforce their will in the middle here, take away Kirill, who's super dynamic up there, generating a lot of offense for Red Legion. 5-on-4 advantage in this tie game, about 6 minutes left. 2 in the back center, getting dicey for Mishka and Soap there.
Yeah, Soap's just bladed out to that bunker.
Yeah.
And then here goes Moorhead across that lethal gap from the Aztec to D1. Mishka is going to filter out there and help him out. Referee's going to run in and give Moorhead a check as Sergei Sonaisko is going to take the walk. Referee's going to come and check out Malloy. It's a 3-on-5 situation here in favor of Houston Heat. They're going to get the drop.
Is that going to be a penalty?
On Malloy. It's
going
to be a minor penalty here. Sess, it's going to pull out Justin Rabakov. It leaves just Karslev, who launches an attack.
It was a 4-on-1 situation?
5-on-1.
5-on-1 situation.
Karslev got picked up by San Monville.
I love the zone that they're playing in right now. They're getting the kills, they're winning gun battles, and that's a hard thing to do against Russian Legion, right?
Sam Monville surviving breakouts, getting the kill on the Hertz tower, keeping everybody alive. Heat has taken control of this match. Let's see if Red Legion can answer.
It's been over a year since Houston Heat has won a game on Sunday.
Hey, yeah, the time could be now. They trim the fat. They trim the fat, and they're going forward, so it works out. But I like also that...
You haven't gotten that fat yet.
No, I also liked it, too, because Ronnie wins that battle against Sergey, and who knows if he picks off Malloy, and then Malloy gets the penalty. So he wins the gun battle against Sergey, and then comes out, and then Malloy gets a penalty. So that's a big point for Ronnie Dizon as well.
Keep your guns up, says Ryan Smith. Russians love to take off running, so you got to have paint in the air at all times.
Yeah, it's just pressure. You have to put pressure on Legion. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
On the breakout jump in this next one here, Dynasty with a 1-point lead courtesy of Arturo Andrade's 3-pack and Yosh Rao's aggression up the middle. They're going to send Yosh back up the middle to go to war here with Chad Bougere.
Yeah, steady dose of this starting 5 now. No more 2 lines for Dynasty. Mike Bianca's seen enough of that other line. Ryan Greenspan doubling up that snake insert with Arturo.
Yeah, Dynasty's done that doubled up at the Aztec insert on the snake side more than most teams have.
And why not? The team has to get into the 50 Dorito before they're going to catch any inside heat. Still not easy to fill out, but a player like Ryan Greenspan really good behind his gun.
Yeah, you have to put somebody in that. It's a small position you're getting shot at. You have to put somebody in there that has a really good read and feel for a gunfight.
And he's going to have to go through the gun of Chad Bougere from the Hertz Tower, pumping that zone for Tampa Bay damage. Greenspan, though, patient.
I feel like Keith Brown's taking a lot of pressure, and he could get in a gunfight that he doesn't want to, but Yosh Rao's doing a really good job in the center just being aggressive.
Yosh gets clipped out, though.
Oh, commentator cursed him right there. Sorry, Yosh.
And as that happens, Greenspan's able to get through the gap. He gets through that gun as they were calling that kill for Yosh Rao. Keith Brown's going to dive into the snake here for damage, and he's going to crawl belly on the ground all the way up into snake 4. Greenspan also going to crawl from the back corner bunker into his outside snake 1.
That's experience right there, Matty. Him knowing the fact that he can get away with that's just him just having experience in the game.
And also really important to generate some offense, and he kills Jacob Edwards out of the back center. Did not see Greenspan crawl forward, really stealthy, and then connecting on the first ball, and now killing another Keith Brown out of their snake. So now 4-on-3 advantage for Dynasty and a better field spread.
Yeah, that was a couple crucial kills here for Dynasty. Greenspan clocking in right now for the boys. And that's going to force a tactical retreat here from Agent Smith. Another one from Chad Bougere as they're trying to get in position to stop Greenspan's attack here snake side.
Well, and I think also with them making those moves this way on the snake side, it kind of releases things for Harrison Fry over there in the Doritos, right?
Absolutely.
The gunfight is focused on him so much.
So there's a defensive line right now for Tampa Bay, crossing it up. Greenspan down as low as possible, being very careful. Knows he still has a lot of time to work with here. They have a lead. There's still 10 minutes on the clock. Greenspan does not need to push the issue here.
Harrison Fry gets through the gap on the Dorito side. Really big fill for him. He's got Chris Shear in front of him. He's got Brian Smith on the cross.
I like this move that Arturo does. He comes in here behind Ryan. I was talking about it earlier. This is the kind of stuff that helps you win tournaments if you're following your guys up, because they're looking at one guy and you just pick them off on the backside.
Ryan Greenspan probing for Chris Shear in that Dorito 3. Tries to put across field, but Arturo going to kill Chad Bougier out of the Hertz Tower, so now a 4-on-2 advantage, make it a 4-on-1.
Yeah, they get the shot on Agent Smith. The Greenspan stacking up at least 2, possible 3 here for Greenspan. Artie helping him out.
And also just being able to get outside. I mean, even uses Yosh's dead body as a little bit of a shield to get through the zone. That's such a veteran move. I'm going to say it as we're outside Raymond James Stadium. Ryan Greenspan, the Tom Brady of paintball, was one more than anybody, playing the highest level of the game we've seen at past the age of 40. Tom Brady style paintball out here from Ryan Greenspan.
Ryan Greenspan, the MVP of the first event last year at 42 years old, with some greatest of all time moves out here and showing his prowess. Getting up, very difficult situation for him to try to get into this snake. He doubled up in that Aztec, and then we're watching the finishing touches. And now they got a 2-point lead in the pits. Let's listen in here. Dynasty. Houston Heat with a 1-point lead now on Legion. Heat going to be losing Dizon off the break. Slight advantage for the Russian.
Making moves right through the center. He knows the aggressiveness has got to come from right there.
So now it's going to be very difficult for Heat to get to the outside with Kirill Pridney. He switches to the inside looking for a kill. They get Malloy into the snake, so Heat with a body advantage and developing really nicely out here. Soap, Kirill runs into the...
little tactical retreat.
Runs into the little bunker
little pin there, yeah.
Yeah, the little pin on the street.
This is going to be a good situation here for Sergey because he has him trapped over here. Sam Monville flipping back and forth. It allows Malloy now to slip around in the snake, and then, now Carsey's making moves down the Doritos, and then you still have Kirill being real crafty in the middle, right? He's playing all sides of it. He understands exactly what he's looking for, and he's hunting for kills.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hunt Sam Monville here, playing low in the center 50 on the Dorito side of it. Sergey coming in behind Malloy. Now Malloy's going to get on the wrap and kill Soap. As soon as he comes on the outside of this bunker, Soap has no chance in there.
Yeah, he can't.
He might have shot him both back.
Yeah, once the team gets outside wide, all the way to the 50-yard line on the snake side, you cannot live doubled up in that back center.
Karslev is also in the Dorito too, and he was on the wrap. So Heat with 3 bodies stuck in the middle. All Russian Legion right now in this point, down 1.
And interesting that Coach Ryan Smith for Heat was begging for pressure out of his team, but Legion goes out. Heat loses Dizon early, and after that, it's just defensive posture, right? So they're trying to throw pressure down the field, much better pressure, so much so that after Dizon died, they really couldn't do much as far as moves were concerned.
Yeah, especially with Kirill in the middle, wrapping that snake side 50 structure in the center immediately, and Malloy getting into the snake. You want to get outside. Tough to do when they've made it wide and into the center in the first 15 seconds, and you lost your wide body.
And I will say this too, Sergey did a good job by understanding when they lost Dizon, he didn't have to do anything but make sure that next guy doesn't fill out.
Exactly.
He did a really good job of it. Then he gets guys underneath of him. Malloy's in the snake, and he follows him up, and then you got Kirill being in the middle. So
the last 2 points, we've seen dynamic play out of the typical 2s on those sides. Ryan Greenspan for Dynasty, Sergey, it's been the difference in both points. Now Dynasty up 2. Let's see if Damage can mount a comeback here.
Like Joe Barrett.
Still a lot of time left on the clock, though, boys. 9:18 to go. We've seen a lot of quick points out here, and Dynasty has a 2-point lead, but Damage very capable of coming back.
Absolutely.
They have a lot, people sometimes knock Damage. Oh, they play this slow brand. They don't play slow, they play smart. But they have a lot of speed demons on this team.
They have one of the deepest rosters right now in professional paintball.
Yeah, the roster's really good. But they got some work to do here.
That's
Dynasty
true.
in some good defensive positions. It's a 5-on-5 situation. Both teams going up the middle instead of outside wide here in strategy for this game plan.
I think we're really starting to see a lot of importance here in the center with how these guys are splitting off, right? Yeah, Dynasty just with Joe Barrett and Yosh both go up to the Hertz Tower, and then Joe splits off the trap off that Dorito side, and now Yosh is still going to work here on the snake side. So.
Really similar setup for both teams. Both teams have a center presence to lock out the outside fill. Otherwise, with 3 bodies in the back, people knock the slow game. It's an aristocratic taste. I love the slow game. Joe Barrett, though, dying out of the center.
Yosh Rao going to launch up with the death of Barrett. Try to present an offensive threat here for San Diego Dynasty. Down a body.
Let's see if Yosh's move's effective. You still have Arturo battling Keith Brown there. Ryan Greenspan's in the back, and then Harrison Fry's still there. Looks like a ref's going in to check. Shear back here.
Yeah, Shear catching the bouncer.
Yosh coming through. Oh, doesn't get Chad, though. So 5-on-3 advantage now for Damage. In control, looking to cut the deficit to 1. Yosh went hunting through the middle for Chad, but Chad sees him coming. Claps him up.
So look for these outside moves here for Tampa Bay as they have a 2-body advantage. Need to get that. Need to get Keith Brown out and up into the snake, and also Chris Shear from that Aztec as well too. But they have plenty of time to be patient and work this high body situation.
Harrison Fry loves situations like this. You're not supposed to win the point, so he's allowed to attack. 3-on-5. If he can start connecting on shots, if he can kill Chad Bougere, it could change the dynamic of the point. Arturo gets in the snake, so does Keith Brown.
Yeah, nice read from Keith Brown. He saw Arturo dip into the snake, so he made his move too. Once that lane was dropped, a Greenspan was able to get outside wide behind Arturo to get that back corner bunker. Referee checks Arturo. He's good to go. Keith Brown moves all the way up into snake 4, looking to get up and past this 50. And we're going to see a death on that D side here. Is Harrison Fry going to be taking the walk? So just 2 bodies left alive for Dynasty. They're both on the snake side. That D side's completely blown open.
Yeah, Chad Bougere, I think, punched him in the mouth right there. So now 5-on-2. Ooh. Arturo did not.
That might be a penalty.
Yeah, Keith. You can see a minor.
Yeah,
it's going to be a major penalty assessed. That's going to pull out Jake. It's going to pull out Agent Smith. And now it's a 1-on-2 situation with Greenspan trying to play the hero yet again. Off that major, he's going to launch.
It's a 1-on-1.
Greenspan running and gunning. Greenspan's going to hit the afterburners. He's going to get there in time. He is.
Wow.
Ryan Greenspan yet again in the running for MVP if Dynasty can keep this going.
Wow.
Man, Ryan Greenspan, that is vet ball right there. Keith Brown did not know where Arturo was, runs down shooting at Ryan Greenspan, then turns his gun inside. You shoot someone with a hit on you, that's a major, not a minor every time. Greenspan, recognizing the chaos, runs down, shoots Chad Bougere, and then hits the burners before Chris Shear, I believe, on the Dorito side had any idea what was going on.
Yeah,
wow.
and his fill outside wide, when Artie went into the snake, that was a crucial fill to get outside wide. You know, and he had to do it through guns. So Dynasty summoning that Dynasty magic here and winning a low body situation.
A 5-on-3 situation.
2-on-5. Harrison Fry had died.
Yep.
So let's get a look here at this play. Keith Brown's going to launch. Has no idea that Arturo's in that spot. Whips his gun around, gets blasted for both Greenspan and Arturo. And that's going to draw the major. Major thrown, pulls out Edwards, who is attacking right behind Keith Brown. Jake was in the perfect spot to help Keith in that situation.
Absolutely.
But pulled out him, pulled out Agent Smith, and then Greenspan summons the greatest of all time, Spirit, to finish that one off. Jumping back in this one. Tie ball game, just 3:30 to go.
And Kirill right up into the center 50. Sam Monville dropping for Houston Heat. You have Soap now playing this tower, and I think Soap's got to kind of, do what Kirill's doing here, is playing aggressive to the center. And then you have Malloy and Ronnie Dizon matched up.
I think that's a play call mistake by Ryan Smith there to have an idea to go out to that corner. Kirill is up in your grill in the center. If he doesn't come off the field, that corner is not available to you. You can't just streak out there. And now Soap going to die too, so a 5-on-3 advantage for Russian Legion, streaking forward now. Malloy in the snake, Kirill up the middle. Moorhead trying to launch a counterattack into the Dorito too. That's really Heat's only hope right here. Unless Russian Legion catches a penalty or some bad deaths, they are in the driver's seat. Malloy now onto their side of the snake.
Yeah, Malloy's reading the situation, Nate.
Yeah, and here comes Sergey Solnyskov's going to get out and behind him. He's not very close, though, but Malloy is in a great position. Did he miss his shot? He did. Malloy does not miss many of those shots.
I think he might have Ronnie right here.
Well,
Ronnie might have him.
Yeah, Ronnie's posted. Now he knows he's there. Ronnie might have picked him up. Karslev, as the guns shift towards Malloy, Karslev launches on the D side, and as a like Dizon getting taken out, Kirill Pridney up the middle, and that is going to do it. Nobody left alive here.
Looks like some words are being exchanged over there in the corner.
Karslev unsure if he was dead, but Malloy coming forward, misses his shot on Mishka, crawls all the way to the beam right in front of Ronnie Dizon. He trades with him.
Well, this is that well-timed execution of an attack. Malloy all the way onto their side, drawing guns, drawing attention. Karslev feeling, okay, Malloy must be going to work over there because all these guns are switching off me. Utilizes that lack of pressure, launches his attack. Karslev's one of those guys that if you don't keep a gun on him, he's going to be making moves.
Oh, that's what I think he does the best, and I think he's built his career on just being so aggressive, right? And I think that, that's something the Russians have either taught him or they've played off his aggression so well. So he's done a good job in that position. But I also like how, every time we've noticed that with these snake players, how fast they go down the snake is because they know their guy is in the center as well.
Exactly.
They're recognizing that, and they're taking advantage of it.
Sergey gave Jason Trozen an earful here. Really wanted a penalty for Heat. But Red Legion taking the lead now. Dynasty up 3 after Greenspan gets heroic. Let's see if Damage can put something together. Still some time left.
There's still a lot of time left. 6:20 to go if Damage can get a good break.
It looks like Yoshi and Chad exchange in the center.
It's going to be a 4-on-3 situation after that chaos on the break and the attack up the middle. Repositioning here looks like Bougere is going to come off. Keith Brown dips into the snake as Jake Edwards comes off, and Chris Shear comes off as well, too. And here comes Greenspan pushing up on that D side. He must still have Harrison Fry over there, potentially. No, Greenspan taken out. Harry taking the walk as well, too. So what a chaotic point, but the tempo and the pace of that one was very fast. So now Damage, after just a few seconds, is going to make this into a 2-point game. So Dynasty kind of in a situation where, yeah, they like to stack points to get a bigger lead, but kind of burn some time right now would have been nice for them.
Yeah, I believe in that as well. And I think, Damage playing through the center like that, and then they just literally stayed on their guns and let him run into them, and they kind of take a good advantage of it.
Well, they tried to counter punch up the center with Yosh to give Chad Bougere a hard time. Arturo died. They didn't send him far. They just sent him to the insert. So Damage connecting on that and getting a +1 trade in the middle gives him a 2-body advantage early. Kind of struggling when Dynasty launches on them in those low body situations, but able to absorb the counter punch from Dynasty and cut into the lead.
In the pits with Tampa Bay.
Quick turnaround for Heat and Legion out here. That was a very fast point.
1-point lead for Red Legion. Over the shoulders of Houston Heat here on the breakout. They're going to double up that back center, going with this is the default game plan we're seeing most teams run.
Malloy's calling for a...
Yeah, Malloy getting shot, no penalty assessed. Going to be a 1-body advantage here for Houston Heat. See if they can get back in this game.
That's a big kill right there, Matty.
Yeah, huge. I mean, it's Malloy. He's in the running for Icon of the Year.
And now Monville from the Hertz Tower can try to keep Survey from getting out wide. Soap going to filter through the middle with him. Look for him to come into that wedge before too long.
Yeah, I like this a lot, but I think that he's got to see the bigger picture, and a bad death by Ryan Wildman Moorhead over there.
Yeah, squandering the body advantage and the only outside. Oh, but Kirill gonna die, so 4-on-3 now. Heat taking the advantage again, but then a running ref following Soap into the middle, but he's clean.
So Houston Heat looking like they should be able to tie this up as long as they can execute this high body situation. But they have all their bodies tucked in the middle and in the pocket. No one outside wide at all. Closest body to the D side is back center or Soap.
Yeah, I think Michigan's got to see this and take advantage of it, and these guys have to realize it. 1 minute, down by 1.
Yeah, Heat has to get a read on this one here. They got about 15 seconds before they just have to put a guy in and make a move.
I think
they're not in attacking position.
Correct.
Except for Soap. Oh, Dizon trying to put Sergey in, but lost the gunfight.
40 seconds.
Karslev gets across into D2.
3-on-3 situation. Got to develop wide.
35 seconds, it looks like, on Sam Monville's looking to make some moves to the center here.
Cardinal sin of paintball is to be alive in your bunker down by 1 when time expires. Houston Heat still working with 3 bodies, and they have 20 seconds to make something happen.
So we got a 3-on-3 situation. Mishka making moves down the Dorito side.
Soap's going to launch. He's going to set himself up here on the attack. Do they produce a kill? They do not. Monville is going to launch, and Sergey's going to die. Monville gets through untouched. Monville has 5 seconds left. He gets taken out. Soap is still alive as time expires. Unbelievable.
Why did he stop?
I don't know.
Soap he puts his hand on his head. He committed the cardinal sin. I'm pretty sure he was still alive. Monville goes through to do all the work, and somehow Soap didn't launch. He just did not head check on the clock. That's an unexcusable mistake.
You got to walk onto the field knowing exactly what the time is. You got to be aware of it. It seemed like they didn't know the time. Even the way they were launching was sort of like as if they didn't know the situation.
Well, I thought that Monville did, because he launched with the right amount of time. You can't leave the other team enough time to stack, but at that point you got to commit, right?
Yeah.
So he did commit. The problem was there wasn't any follow-up. He gets into their backfield. He gets clipped cross field. Soap has to. When you see your boy go, you have to launch when there's under 10 seconds.
I just don't understand Monville looking back at the clock.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't just try to commit on that one.
Oh, nail biter there as Red Legion going to be defeating Houston Heat. Still more time left in this one. 5:45 still on the clock, but a 2-point lead for San Diego Dynasty. They are going to be losing Greenspan, so the rest of the guys need to clock in here, try to preserve this lead. Blake Yarber looking for it up in the middle.
Looks like Blake knows, and he gets the shot on Chad, actually, through the center.
That was a nice, beautiful job by Blake Yarber.
That was a nice little finesse he had right there. I'm going to go ahead and applaud you on that one there, Blake.
Well, Blake's got a great fluid style, very hyper-aggressive.
Yeah, so they go to the bench with Danny and Blake there. I really like this getting Blake a spin, and then he comes through and bunkers Keith Brown. Nicely done.
Yeah. Just a ton of rub on him. 2 pack of kills here for Blake to
and it looks like Danny
stop
Schoenhauer's going to get a penalty.
Oh, minor penalty assessed here on Dynasty. So even after all that work that they did, so it's a 3-on-1 situation here in favor of Tampa Bay. Harrison Fry still left alive. He's about to get shot in the side from Brian Smith. So again, unfortunately for Dynasty, these points are going pretty fast and their lead is dwindling.
Yeah, you're not going to see Danny again today, I bet. Didn't play well in that first point, then catches the minor there, gets shot, and crawling forward, cannot move forward or advance with a hit on you.
We talked about this earlier when when you're playing a team of the caliber, even when you're Dynasty, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're playing a team of the caliber of Tampa Bay Damage, and you stack up a 3-point lead, and you look up at that clock, and there's 9 minutes on the clock still, you really have to tighten things up. You're hoping for a couple long points, because even if you're losing the points and you're getting those, dragging them out, let's get a 3-4 minute long point. But that's not the situation. Damage is proving they can play fast with anyone. They're ramping up the pace and starting to score some points here in the chaos.
Yeah, and Greenspan dies off the break on the float. That's a risk, okay? And then Blake comes through, evens the body count, kills someone out of the middle, and then bunkers Keith. You're in a great position right there.
Yeah, I like what Blake did there, but
it's a 3-on-3. That's what you want with a lead.
The biggest problem there was the minor on Danny.
Absolutely.
And that just puts Harrison Fry in a terrible position. Now it's a 1-on-3. How do you burn time at the 50 when the snake side's completely blown open? If Danny doesn't get that penalty, even he gets shot, but now it's a 2-on-3, field is spread, at least you're going to burn, even if Damage wins that point, hopefully you burn another 30, 40 seconds off.
Yeah, exactly. Probably more. 3-on-3s are the situations you like in a time kill situation.
So I would say it's safe to say that Danny Schoenhauer probably will not come back out in this match.
Yeah, I already said that, man.
I know. I just want to
yeah, you're reiterating.
Yeah, he's co-signing on what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm teasing you.
Yeah, so we will have 2 minutes in between points. We're in X-Ball with that conclusion of the Legion and Heat match. So Heat knocked out of the tournament, and again, they were so super close, but just been struggling to win games on Sunday. They make every Sunday. They're always here.
Yep.
From a coaching point of view, that's probably one of the worst ways you can lose, to see your guys actually execute, but sort of not know the situation or clock situation before they launch, and to have it right there, the tie game, and then just to hesitate at the worst moment.
I mean, I thought Sam Monville did a good job.
Yeah, great move. Yeah.
It's not Sam's fault.
I know.
Yeah. I just say the way the body.
Did Sam get shot in that situation?
I don't think so.
So
he looks back like as if he was checking the time, and then it's at 2 seconds left.
I thought it looked like a second. He was checking himself, but it also looked like he might have been still catching some fire. But still, if it's 15 seconds and the first guy goes, the other guys have to respond to that movement, because that's where everyone's going to be looking. That's how you close out points.
Absolutely.
It just has to happen.
Down 1 Damage, but cutting into this Dynasty lead that had been down 3, now just down 1 point. 5-on-5 breakout.
Chabrazier getting right up in the center. It looks like he might have.
Arturo dies.
Yep, and Damage is clocking in to win these early gunfights or get kills on the break. Harrison Fry's going to get clipped out going into. He made D2 clean and then gets shot. And they are going to. It looks like Blake's going to go in and trade, but the war of attrition in the beginning of these points is heavily favored towards Damage these past 3.
Absolutely.
It's 3 points in a row that after the dust settles in the initial engagements, Damage has the advantage.
And that's why Damage is such a lethal team, right? Because they're doing things like that on Sunday.
2-on-4 situation in Damage's favor. Down 1, looking to tie. Kill Joe Barrett out of the middle. Just Ryan Greenspan in a 1-on-4 situation. Damage doing a nice job winning early. Dynasty going to towel it.
I like that move that Kevin just did with using Jason Edwards up in that tower. He's a heavy gun. He's really strong. He's consistent. And he did not come off his gun to let anybody come out. So I thought the containment there and him being there was great.
Well, good. If you're a Damage fan here, hometown event for them, event number 1. And
you good?
It's really good to see, if you're a Damage fan, that they stayed tenacious and they stayed confident even down 3. Knew they had a ton of time to work with. They started ramping the pace up. Dynasty has not been able to hang these past 3.
Yeah, and Damage not demoralized by Keith Brown's major penalty and Greenspan's heroic move over there. They respond to the adversity, put up 3 unanswered to tie the game.
And I agree with that, but I think also, though, if they really look at how that point went, they were kind of just really jamming it down their throats, right? They were just going to finish a game, and a situation like that did happen with Keith, but, hey, mistakes happen, and let's just keep that same momentum, and I feel like that's what they've done.
Exactly. Instead of being like, that was our point, wow, how did you let that happen,
yes.
Falling apart,
and
they
that's
got stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
So now tie game.
Yeah, Damage won an event last year. They won 2 in a row the year before.
They
put up 4 wins in the past 3 years.
You know, if you were betting the over-under on this match, I bet it would be like 5.5 or so. We're up to 8 points now.
Yeah. But that's also what you want to see on Sunday. You want to see
exactly.
some points and everything else, and you got to kind of calculate that with, even walking into Sunday, nobody wants to watch a boring Sunday, so this is exciting.
Hey, I don't think slow points are boring. I think they require a connoisseur's taste to really appreciate what's happening out there. I understand people want to see people streaking down the field, getting bunkered. I grew up loving 7-man.
Got you.
I love the chess game.
Yeah.
Slow, boring, these are not words that I think apply to paintball in most cases. I know Maddie doesn't like the patty cake match. I kind of do.
Yeah, not a fan of the pillow fights. I don't mind a game that's tactical as long as there's some stuff happening out there.
Yeah.
So tied up here 4-4 with 4 minutes on the clock, and it looks like Dynasty is going to survive the break this time. They don't shoot anybody, so it's a 5-on-5 situation. And
Chad Brazier in the center again.
It's Blake. Yeah, Blake for Dynasty in the center. Chad Bouger in the wedge, but he gets killed. Oh, no, who is that? Yeah, that's Chad Boucher.
That's 3 points in a row if we're going to go back and look at it, with Blake Yarber having a big kill in the center and then just understanding the situation. And now you got Agent Smith there in the Hertz Tower, Keith Brown behind him. And,
so with Chad Bouger taking that early walk, a one-body advantage for San Diego Dynasty.
I haven't liked all of Mike Bianca's personnel decisions, but this switch to Blake is working out for him. 5-on-4. First body advantage in like 5 points for Dynasty out here in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Yosh is playing really well, too, so that's kind of a tough one.
That is a hard decision,
I go with
right?
Yosh or I go with Blake.
Yeah, because
they're both playing offense.
I feel like the way Yosh is playing, and that's another kill from Blake Yarber to Chris Shear, I believe it is, and it looks like he picks up Jacob Edwards on the containment.
Yeah, a great job by Blake. He gets up there containing, like Chad Boucher was saying, that D side, and that's going to force a concession now here from Coach Brettauer and give Dynasty the lead again. You can hear the let's go, pump up talk here out of the pits for San Diego Dynasty. I would like to hear a DYNSTY out of them at some point in time.
You would?
Yeah, I mean, that's typically what they would do in these situations to try to pump themselves up. Again, coming from that side, Damage, I'm not really worried about that. I'm not worried about Dynasty either as far as staying in this fight.
2:52 left on the clock.
I think this match is great. I think it's a great match.
Yeah, 9 points already scored in this one. If someone told me that they thought the final score was going to be 3-1 in this match or 2-1, I would have believed them. Instead, we're looking at a 5-4 game, and there's 3 minutes left on the clock almost.
Yeah, we could see 3 more points. Really depends on the break. If we get a 5-on-5 break, this might be the last point.
Truly.
And it looks like Dynasty's going to go with the same 5 guys because he just called it in.
So we turn in that line. Deep breath, Dynasty. Deep breath. Let's go, Dynasty. Breathe.
Let's see what the counter is here from Kevin with Tampa Bay Damage.
Certainly knows Dynasty's tendencies very well. Obviously, new coach and some new personnel, but SK knows what Greenspan's thinking.
What's also interesting, too, because they have Junior Brown in the pits, co-coaching with Mike Bianca, and Junior basically apprenticed under Kevin Brettauer. So if anyone's going to know what's in Kevin's mind right now, it's Junior Brown.
It's a chess match out here.
I like the calls that Kevin's making, though, because with the aggression in the center, I think that, a kill here, a gunfight here, that Chad doesn't lose to Blake in these last 3 points.
Right.
He's taken advantage of the whole situation in the center, and that's why I feel like, Blake's done such a good job by winning those battles. Right?
Yeah, Blake's been really good up there. Yosh also some really good looks up in the middle as well, too. Timeout called. This game very well could come down to how this break goes because we're getting down on time. Dynasty's up a point. If Dynasty has a break where they shoot 2 bodies and go up 5-on-3, that could be it.
Probably going to see the horn quick in that situation.
Possible, so that's the question, right? Yeah. Okay, so if that happens now, vice versa, if it's, so with 3 points left, if Damage goes up early like they have for the majority of these last 4 points, other than that last one for Dynasty, well, now we got ourselves a match.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny talking about these center players, Chad Bouger and Blake Yarber. Henry Sense told me when he and Stephen Omar had their exchange up there, he put about 8 on Stephen Omar and said, "You're not about this life anymore. Go back to the snake side." Because that life up there in the center is rough. You got to be able to give it. You got to be able to take it and do it over and over again.
Yeah, talk to us about it, Chad. That was your stock and trade
Henry
for years.
was saying that to Omar?
Yeah. He said, "You're not about this life anymore. Go back to the."
He's softer than baby shit. Good for him for having that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, did get the best of Arsenal in that one. Ironman taking the victory. Neither team making it to Sunday out here. We love the chatter out here. Let's see who's going to have the advantage off the break here. Dynasty up 1, 2:52 left on the clock. Huge point here.
Crucial break for both squads. Dynasty goes very conservative. Greenspan hops out into the blind zone, shoots a lane, and then jumps back to double up the center. Here comes Chad Boucher as he's hunting up the middle. He makes it to the 50-yard line clean, and he's shutting.
That's actually Agent Smith.
Oh, Agent Smith has switched it up. So Chad Boucher is behind Smith. Boucher
Chad takes a bounce, actually.
Chad Boucher is definitely getting scoured over by the referee right now, but it looks like he's good to go.
I think he took a bounce going in, too. It's heating up a little bit. It's that morning crisp air.
So this is that 55 5-on-5 break that we were just discussing here, which it goes to the advantage Dynasty down to 2:15 on the clock.
But still plenty of time for Damage to develop an attack here. The longer this point goes, the more it becomes a gotta have it for Damage. Down 1. Don't need to be reckless here, but you don't want to give any advantage to Dynasty with the 1-point lead. Ooh, Blake Yarber took a bounce maybe in that Hertz tower, checks himself, had a heater come in.
I think this is where Damage has got to recognize, hey, they're going to sit and wait, so we got to try to pick them apart here. But I also like Agent Smith sitting there in the center on trapping this side. It looks like he gets a shot on him.
Well, here comes Blake Yarber. He's going to come up. They get the shot, the kill on Agent Smith as Blake stay alive in his move. He does. He's shutting the snake side down. It looked like Harrison Fry wanted to make his move. He was trying to bully his way into D1. Greenspan's going to go double up with Artie.
It's under 1:30, so you really can't towel it here. You got to try to roll with this 2-on-5. Oh, but it's Jacob Edwards dying as well, so 5-on-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you. Blake Yarber just had a phenomenal point. No, it actually was 4. So he takes out Agent Smith, takes out Keith Brown, gets the fill on Chad on the outside, and then wraps and shoots Jacob Edwards in a gunfight in the back center. I mean, right there, that's got to be on the books for this guy's. He's playing lights out right now.
Yeah, coming off the bench there. Yeah. He did not get the start, comes in mid-match and enforces his will, making the difference out here for Dynasty.
So, Blake Yarber, hats off to you on that one right there, because that's how Sunday Paintball is played. So somebody's got to step up, and he just went and put it on his shoulders right there.
We have played a ton of points, and I'm keeping my notes for the plays to go review. I always put 0.3, 0.4.
Yeah.
Like 0.11.
0.10 here.
0.10. Like, we're getting up here, man.
So 1:14 left on the clock. 2-point lead for Dynasty. Damage going to have to be in full send mode. You know, about under 40 seconds per point, about 42 seconds per point.
In the pits with Dynasty, tense moments here. 2-point lead to protect.
And Dynasty had a point on the first day against the Ironman that was somewhat similar, close to touching a record, but at the same time, it's possible, right, to get down there and, fly down the field like that fast.
They're going to need shades of PB Fit at World Cup.
Well, let's listen in real quick. Let's look at a replay. So here's Blake Yarber with Agent Smith, Brian Smith up there. Gets shot. Blake getting the good read, comes up, checks off on the middle first, make sure he's going to be safe from that side, gets a look at who's up there, and then he just starts protecting that snake side. Starts protecting is the key phrase here, because after that, he just clocks in and just kill after kill after kill, and then protection, see him step out and control that zone. Gets the kill on Keith, gets the kill on the fill. As Chad Bouger was coming over, perfectly played point here from Blake Yarber.
I can appreciate it. I really liked it.
So Damage down 2. They're going to need to pull off a PB Fit style comeback here with 2 press plays if they want to have a chance to move on in this tournament. Of course, in overtime, they do kill Blake Yarber off the break. They do lose Chris Shear and Chad Boucher, so just 3 bodies left out of
and they lose Jacob Edwards as well, too. So options dwindling here for Tampa Bay Damage. They still have Keith Brown and Brian Smith alive, but it is a 3-on-2 situation as we hit the minute mark.
2-on-2 now.
They shoot Artie, though. Arturo getting shot.
Keith Brown.
Smith's looking for it. He's wrapping around, trying to figure out where these bodies are. It's D2 and the back center. So Harrison Fry and Joe Barrett trying to hold it down here for their new for their squad.
Joe Barrett, new pickup for Dynasty in a critical moment here, coming down on 30 seconds. Damage needs this in the next 10 seconds if they want to have a chance, but they got to go through 2 guns. Harrison Fry in a great spot to hold up the attack. It's not going to be enough time for Damage here. Coming down on 20 seconds. They need 2, not 1. They're playing like they need 1. Dynasty's going to move on. barring craziness with double majors. You know, as a coach, this drives you crazy when guys play like they only need one and you need two. It's not going to be enough for damage. Cardinal sin, Matty.
Yeah, well, the Cardinal sin is down by 1. They're down by 2.
Right.
But the situation here is that as soon as it went into the 2-on-2, once the dust settled in the chaos, there was about 35 seconds left to go. Damage had to full commit right then.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter. We don't care about point spread on Sunday.
Right.
So you're down by 2, have to launch at that moment to give yourself any chance to win.
I think when Keith snapped out Artie, he has to have it in his head to react if I got to go down the field and win this point.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why he was still ending the game in the 50 brick. I'm sure he's going to actually probably go back and watch this and be like, see where his advantages were, because I think if he would have just crawled all the way to their end, he at least gets a shot on one of those two guys, and it's still an advantage for Agent Smith.
You give yourself a chance. That's the difference in both those matches. Heat and damage, not playing the situation perfectly on Sunday. You got to be perfect in your situations if you want to have a chance to win, especially against a team like San Diego Dynasty. It's been there a million times.
San Diego Dynasty pumped up here as they move into the semifinals. They will match up against Red Legion, but stick around. Coming up next, still quarterfinal action. It's going to be PB Fit taking on Uprising. Uprising earned the right to get into the quarterfinals by taking down XFactor. And also in that set, it's going to be Impact and AC Diesel. So stick around here. More action coming at you from the 2025 Tampa Bay Open. First stop on the Major League Paintball Tour. I'll see you in just a few.
Big dreams since like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got his eyes, they keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth. Where's your worth?
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let him know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon.
The king is back like prodigal. I gave him time, it's been too long. Was silent calm, but now the storm. I'm not the one you can't ignore. I never line, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, master. Big time.
Now look at this.
I got to go somewhere next week. I'm leaving on Thursday. I won't be back till Monday. So, yeah, we'll